Los Angeles Lakers. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert along with the Czar, Mike Fratello, and Cheryl Miller. Cheryl will be joining us a bit later on. The Czar is ready to go. Ready for opening night. Mike, let's first talk about Portland. This is already a very deep and talented ball club. And to the mix, they have added even more ammunition as Sean Kemp and Dale Davis are now wearing Trailblazer uniforms.
Well, whether or not they were looking ahead to a rematch with the Lakers and trying to solve the Shaquille problem in the middle, or looking at San Antonio with the return of the Twin Towers in Robinson and Duncan, they certainly have become a taller, bigger, stronger, and very experienced team up front. Add those three new pieces. We're talking about Will Perdue along with Davis and Kemp, too, Rasheed Wallace and Arvydas Sabonis. And this is a very, very talented team in the front court. Davis and Kemp both have been to the NBA Finals already. They have yet to win a championship. Purdue won championships in both Chicago and San Antonio. So a very talented Trailblazer team.
All right, and the Lakers have also made some moves. Gone are Glenn Rice and A.C. Green, the new members of the Lakers. Of note, Horace Grant and a fellow by the name of J.R. Ryder, one-time Portland Trailblazer. But still, this is a ball club that revolves around the combination of Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant.
One of the concerns for the Lakers, who would replace the scoring they lost when Glenn Rice moved on? They're hoping that explosiveness comes from J.R. Ryder, whether he starts or comes off the bench for him. As far as the two pillars, we're talking about O'Neal, MVP from a year ago. Obviously had great numbers last year. Again, he will produce this season. As far as Kobe, the biggest thing he did was accomplish the trust of his teammates that he makes the right decisions now.
All right, so coming up, it's the second part of our doubleheader right here on TBS. Back with the lineups in a moment. Ernie Johnson standing by at the studio.
CNN Sports Illustrated, the sports network more people are switching to. Call your cable or satellite provider.
One visual, and you have the lead on the right. Operator has the lead on the right. Sights on. Left 9 now. Coming home. You got the airspeed on me. Visual. Oh, there you are. Darn, I was hoping you wouldn't see me. Yeah, it's my turn to gun track. Let's do that one again. Okay.
Just in case you didn't catch the number the first time.
Man, that sandwich was good. Is there another one?
Well, yeah, but we're saving it for Dave.
I'll be right back.
When you get that craving for Wendy's bacon mushroom melt.
Hey, Dave, you having fun?
Yeah!
Why don't you stay out a few more laps?
Okay!
With 3 strips of bacon and mushrooms in a cheddar cheese sauce, it's impossible to resist.
Now, where's that sandwich?
Wendy's bacon mushroom melt. When you gotta have one, you gotta have it.
Daryl, I'm kind of hungry. I hope no one ate my lunch.
Our first lesson this morning will be the sit and stay command. And say sit, stay, sit, stay, sit, stay.
This dog's in big trouble.
Buy online, return to the store.
No problem.
BestBuy.com. It wasn't that easy.
The world of B2B e-commerce can be confusing. Now imagine having the power to clearly see who you're doing business with, what is being exchanged, where your next opportunity lies.
The 2000-2001 NBA season continues here on TBS. I'm Ernie Johnson. Charles Barkley will be here at halftime. So will Kenny Smith. So will Peter Vesey. Well, on this Halloween night, things could not have been more frightening for the New York Knicks in Game 1 of our doubleheader. In their gym, they get beat by 29 by the Philadelphia 76ers. Iverson goes for 25, 101-72 the final. Glenn Rice, 9 points in his New York debut. The Orlando Magic, such high expectations in Central Florida for that bunch. They beat Washington 97-86. Tracy McGrady, career high, 32 points, and he pulls down 12 boards. The Charlotte Hornets went to Atlanta tonight and laid a 106-82 thumping on the homestanding Hawks. Jamal Mashburn in his Charlotte debut goes for 23. The Cleveland Cavaliers and New Jersey Nets, we had bonus coverage of this one earlier. 86-82 is the Cavalier win. Lamont Murray has 17 points. Kenyon Martin, the #1 pick in the draft, 10 points, only hit 4 out of 16 from the floor, and fouled out. The Detroit Pistons and Toronto Raptors, 104-95. Jerry Stackhouse, a career high of 44. And the Dallas Mavericks have beaten the Milwaukee Bucks behind 26 points from Michael Finley. It says 24, but I'll give him 26. 97-93, the Mavs winners over the Bucks. Coming right up on TBS, Shaquille O'Neal and the world champion Lakers in Portland. It's game 2 of our opening night doubleheader. Keep it here.
Call ATT for collect calls.
Well, this crowd here at the Rose Garden is ready. You go back to the season series a year ago. Lakers and Blazers split the 4 games. Lakers have lost 7 of the last 8 here in Portland in the regular season, but in the playoffs in that Western Conference final, Lakers winning it in 7 over the Blazers. As you check out the starting lineups, Lakers with Fox, Grant, O'Neal up front, Bryant and Harper in the backcourt. Shaq coming off the MVP season, Pippen and Davis with Rasheed Wallace at center, Smith and Stone.
All right, Mike, we're looking forward to it. You and Lenny had a good one. We expect the same here as 989 Sports presents the second in our doubleheader. 8th-ranked Illinois against the top-ranked team in the country. Duke comes in at #1. These two teams, Dick, we saw them play last year at a non-neutral site, the United Center, 3-point ball game, now a non-neutral site at Greensboro. But the two Williams guards have really matured since we saw him last year.
Well, Frankie Williams, he had a bad game when you and I saw him. He was 4 for 17. He's a different player. He's really matured. And Bill Self has turned him loose. He's allowed him to create, look for a shot. He was sensational in the Maui Classic. Against Temple, Duke was really struggling. Down 6 with 3 minutes plus in the game, and Jason Williams took over. He dominated, got into the lane, penetrated, make the trifecta. I'll tell you tonight, Jason Williams, Frankie Williams, you got 2 dominant point guards.
Well, we're the little guys, and those are the little guys, but we got our big guy courtside to talk about the rest of the lineups. Let's go to Jay Billis. Jay.
Brad, one of the most intriguing and perhaps most important matchups in tonight's game is going to be in the paint. For Bill Self and his Fighting Illini, that means the man in the middle is going to be Marcus Griffin, who is their best interior scorer and their best post defender. What he really does that is special, though, is he changes ends. He can truly run the court. That really can affect matchups because guards have to pick him up. His counterpart for Duke, Carlos Boozer, the Blue Devils' leading scorer, 19 points per game, shooting about 65% from the field. What he is really doing well is feeding off of the penetration of Jason Williams. If Boozer has his hands ready and is ready to finish, he can truly be special. Brett?
So Duke 5-0 for Mike Krzyzewski, 503 wins. His name on the court at Cameron now. 2-3 against Illinois, though. And Bill Self, his first season at Illinois after sensational stops at Oral Roberts and Tulsa, and has his team off to a 4-1 start.
32-5 last year, suffered 3 losses to Fresno State, 1 to North Carolina. In the tournament, did a great job at Tulsa, as you said, Brad. We got a tournament environment here today. Big-time officials as well.
Rick Hartzell, Carl Hess, Mike Woods got the ball in hand, and from the Greensboro Coliseum, which is ACC land, as you can see, some of the Cameron crazies have made their way here, and we're underway. And it's Williams controlling for the Illini.
And there they are, Williams against Williams, Jason against Frankie. You have 2 of the best going head-to-head.
Rory Bradford with Nate James all over him. Trying to lob it inside, and Battier with a steal.
Battier, one of America's premier defensive players, 2 years in a row, won the award.
Boozer goes straight up, had it partially blocked, got it back, and it's Jason Williams on a 3. Rattled out. Rebound strong up there is Sergio McClain.
Very physical. Son of a coach, won 4 straight state championships in high school.
Immediately to the hole is Frank Williams, is Illinois.
He can get a shot off anytime he wants. I thought last year in a structured environment, it really hindered his kind of game. Not to take it in Lon Kruger, he knew how to win. But Frank Williams has to have the freedom and the license to be able to do what he wants with the rock.
Mike Wood with the whistle as they're trying to get the 35-second clock in order on the far end. Frank Williams, who Dick was just talking about, averaging 17.4 a game. Now we got it straightened out.
Both these clubs feature a lot of balance. When you look at Duke, they're perimeter-oriented. If they're making the 3, they were 8 for 27 against Temple. Mike Krzyzewski's club needs the trifecta to fall, and they must create turnovers with their defensive pressure.
So Mike smiling as we're only 50 seconds into the game, and already we've got clock problems.
Well, he's got a court named after him, like you said, Coach K Court. Now, do you believe, as you look here at the last meeting between both clubs, look at all the stats?
Very similar. And at the end, it was 72-69. At that time, it was number 16 Duke over number 15 Illinois.
Look at the bottom, though. Frank Williams 4 for 17 in that game. I'll guarantee you will not see that tonight. You know, I was mentioning Mike Krzyzewski. Ready for this? So look at Frank Williams right here from out of Peoria Manual High School. Mike Krzyzewski, they were writing letters his second and third year to Tom Butters, asking him to be fired because he was 11-17 and 10-17. But he had the patience. Tom Butters should be the MVP at Duke for keeping him.
We've known Jay Billis forever. He didn't even tell us that story until recently, that they had actually passed a petition around to the athletes about whether or not he should go. Great feed underneath by Williams. Dunleavy is fouled as he went up on the baseline. Ryan Cook's going to pick up the foul.
Take a look at a matchup last year in their last meeting. The points really don't tell the story when you look at Frankie Williams because it was his shooting. Did not really shoot the basketball well.
Had 7 assists with a lot of turnovers as well. Dunleavy misses the free throw. Duke still looking to get on the board.
Michael Dunleavy comes from a great basketball family. Dad, the coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, as we documented. Now here comes the Duke pressure. It did not bother John Chaney's club. Lynn Greer did a great job for John Chaney. Let's see what happens here.
No problem there either. Williams ahead to Bradford from 15. Off the back iron, the rebound is Boozer's. Here comes Williams running with James, 2-on-2. He'll take it himself. Got it.
He's so strong to the basket. Normally, you'd like to see him give the ball up in that situation, Brad.
So it's Duke by 1.
This guy's got to make shots. He was 1 for 8 in his last 2 games. Corey Bradford, he's a big-time shooter, but he's struggling right now.
One of the great three-point shooters in the Big Ten.
He was 1 for 8 against Arizona, and yet they lost by only 3.
Cook wheels and deals, and off the backside, James with a rebound.
Jay Billis very high on Cook, and I can see why. He's got quick feet, long arms, very agile.
Boozer squares up, crosses it to James. This is my unsung hero on this Duke team. Nate James. Dunleavy for 3, rips it.
I'll tell you one thing. They got shooters all over the floor, and they spread the court so well. They spread, they get excellent spacing, and if they're knocking down the trifecta, it becomes a long, long night.
6 straight for Duke. They lead 6-2. Here's McClain into the front court.
See, Duke really likes to not only bother you with harassment on a perimeter, but to take you away from running your offensive set.
Plus, it takes a good 10 seconds off that clock, and you have to think differently. Here's a reverse layup. Nice move by Williams on the baseline. So he's got the first 4 for the Illini.
You can just feel, looking at his body language, that he has so much confidence now with the ball in his hand.
Outside jumper off the mark. Battier picks up, tries a 3. Got it.
I'll tell you, Battier's knocking down the 3. In New York, it wasn't there for him, Brad, at the Big Apple.
It was against Princeton at Cameron. You and I saw that one.
He knocked 9 of them down. We got big-time matchups on a perimeter today. We're going to take a look at Jason Williams right now. Watch him push the ball. There he is, very strong. Now here's Frank Williams. Anything you can do, I can do better. There's a little reverse.
Good-looking finger roll with a reverse off the glass. 4 for Frank Williams. That's all the scoring for Illinois so far in the first 2 minutes, 50 seconds. And again, Duke shows some token backcourt pressure.
You know, last year he struggled a little bit too, Brad, because he had to sit the year out the year prior. And it takes a little while to get adjusted to your teammates.
Right.
And really work as a unit.
Johnson had just checked in. Backdoor pass McClain, and he's hammered on the baseline by Boozer.
Carlos Boozer comes over to give help and picks up the foul. He's the one player that Duke cannot afford to lose on the inside. If they lose Boozer, they lose so much from their perimeter. There's no backdoor cut. Split at 2:01, how to run the backdoor cut, and here's Boozer coming over for help.
Boy, I tell you, he made sure McClain wasn't going to get that shot.
But I would attack Boozer. If I were right now, if I were Illinois, I would go to Griffin, I would go to their people and try to get him in foul trouble. I don't believe they have an answer for Carlos Boozer, Duke, in terms of their bench, where they do have answers on a perimeter.
They're desperately looking for a 7th man, and that hasn't jumped to the surface yet. McClain, only a 59% free throw shooter, but he got the second.
Hey, Jay, I was just talking about the fact that they can't afford to lose Boozer. Your feelings on that?
Well, I think that's exactly right. Carlos Boozer plays a very important role for this Duke team. He's their anchor inside, their best defender in the post. Casey Sanders is a guy that could emerge as an answer for them inside, but he's got to start playing some more minutes and becoming more of a factor to develop that kind of depth. He's been injured a little bit with a hamstring pull.
Boozer missed on the hook. You saw Johnson clear the rebound, but he walks with it on the other end. Lucas Johnson with the turnover.
The one thing about Illinois, they'll rotate and use their bench, and they're a very deep basketball team, and they're very physical. I'll tell you, I like everything I've seen thus far at this club on the tube and watching them practice today.
Well, when Bill Self showed up at one of the first conditioning practices wearing Army fatigue and his camouflage face on, they knew that they were going to have to be a physical team. They have worked like never before on that part of their game. Jason Williams, 3 rims out.
That's the part that Matt Doherty wants to bring to North Carolina. Told me on the phone, he says, I want guys that are tough. I want guys that are physical.
Williams leans in. Didn't get the roll. And the rebound kept alive on the baseline by Williams. Battier ahead to James. He's got Williams on the flank. He'll take it himself. Got it.
Nice strong drive by Mr. James. Mr. Versatility. And the Cameron Crazies go bananas in Greensboro. Oh, we're not at Durham, North Carolina, but they're still very active.
Watch Battier clear it out of there.
That's some of the intangibles he brings to the table. I mean, there's Shane Battier on the floor, right to Nate James. Fifth-year senior, had a big-time game in New York in the semifinals against Texas. There he is with the roll, had 26 in the NIT semifinal.
Against Texas, Nate, one of the senior co-captains.
And he's sort of like the forgotten guy. You know, you think about Williams and Battier and Boozer.
I told you, this is my guy. This is one of the pieces of glue that holds the team together. He just doesn't get all the credit everybody else does. But he got the 3-point play, and he helps Duke to a 7-point lead. Taft, as Illinois got the first basket, and then Duke went on a tear with 6 straight, and they haven't looked back yet.
Casey Sanders on the floor now, the big guy. They really got to get some minutes out of him. He's got to be a productive player in terms of rebounding and blocking shots. At 6'11" for Duke. Stretch their bench a little bit.
Battier's got one of Duke's 2 3-pointers so far. And, Jay, that's been his forte so far this year.
Well, he's got 17 on the season, Brad. 60% of Shane Battier's points come on 3-point shots. And you really have to stay with him. I think he is a player like Corey Bradford that you cannot leave and help out offense. You've got to stay with him and force him to put the ball on the floor. He's still going to score, but he won't score in bunches like he can from the 3-point line.
Good point.
I'll tell you, Jay, also to bring a little balance to his game, he has ability to post on the interior as well. And I think he's going a little too exclusive to the perimeter.
Well, Duke as a team, 40% of the shots they take are from 3-point land, so he's kind of following the rest of the group. But you're right, Dick, eventually they're going to have to be a more balanced team inside and outside. That foul, by the way, was on Sanders, and now a nice move on the baseline by Griffin.
I'll tell you, Marcus Griffin, a real strong physical player on the inside. Had a big game against Gary Williams in Maryland. That was a big win because Maryland's going to get their ship right. They're just too talented, and Gary's too good a coach.
Griffin had 19 points, 8 rebounds in that game against the Terrapins. Dunleavy misses a 3, and it's cleared off by Brian Cook.
And they dominated the Terrapins on the glass, beat them by 18 rebounds.
Yeah, they had a big edge, 55-37 on the glass. And a walk down on the baseline, the 4th turnover against Illinois. This one on Marcus Griffin. Don't forget, coming up tonight, 9:30 on ESPN2. More of the ACC Big Ten Challenge presented by 989 Sports. Georgia Tech, they're off to a good start with their new coach. They'll take on the Hawkeyes in Iowa. And they have won 2 so far this season.
I'll tell you one thing, Georgia Tech, a fun style of basketball.
Well, they're getting up and down the floor.
Yes, sir. Paul Ewan got him running, aggressive, shooting.
Boozer had it stripped away, so a nice job defensively after Griffin had the turnover. He comes right back and gets it back for Illinois. 3-pointer by McClain. Duhon clears off the miss. The freshman bringing it down now as he's playing co-point guard. Battier missed the 3, and this one's going to go way out.
He shot that from Raleigh, North Carolina.
He sure did.
That area code, Jay, was from out of Raleigh. Come on, Shane Battier. So they're going to get some screens for Corey Bradford. He's too good a shooter. He's got to come off the screen. He's not going to create a shot off a dribble penetration.
Williams on Williams. And here's Bradford. There's around a screen, and he nails a three. Thank you, Coach.
There's the screen. They ran the little screen. See, he's the kind of guy that's catch-and-shoot basketball player from out of Memphis, Tennessee. I was teasing this today. I said, you're on the cover of my magazine? I can't put you on the cover 1 for 8. I can't put you out there, Corey.
Well, it's almost like he had an earphone in to hear you talk about what he had to do as he buried the tree and gets the Illini back to within a deuce. Little skip pass inside. Battier against McClain. Strong on the baseline, but they got a piece of it underneath. Griffin did, and McClain comes out of there with it.
That's what we were talking about a moment ago, about Battier going inside a post, and that was a good strong move by Shane.
Nice dump-off pass by Williams, but in too deep was Cook. Here's Duhon. Great cross court to Dunleavy on the fly.
I'll tell you, they can run the court. If they open the court, get in transition, their perimeter people excel. Once they get that 3-on-1, 2-on-1, they will flat out convert.
That was a beautiful pass. It had eyes all the way across the court.
Jason Williams and Frank Williams, you see their maturity in their second year. Last year, you and I watched Frank Williams really struggle.
Here's a steal. Duhon gets it ahead to Boozer. He missed the jam, but he's fouled.
I tell you, what a great look by Duhon. With the left hand, kicking it out to Boozer. Most players would have never made that pass. Here comes the loose ball. Take a look at it right here. Now watch him kick it out with the left hand. He's got great vision. He sees his teammate out on the right.
2 dribbles and then just pushed it with the left hand to Boozer, and Cook made sure that Boozer was going to have to go to the free throw line.
Look at those turnovers right now, 5-to-1 ratio, and that certainly doesn't wear well for Illinois. You don't want to turn the ball over at those numbers. Here's Duhon, Mr. Basketball in Louisiana, broke the hearts of the people of Kentucky when he said no to W. Smith. A lot of people's hearts. You got that right.
Boozer missed the free throw, and in comes Horvath and Sanders, and Dunleavy and Battier will get a breather.
Krzyzewski, 503 wins, as you said earlier. Had that big W over his alma mater, blowout city, Army. I didn't know he was playing Army on Saturday.
91-48. That wasn't much of a game.
And his daughter, Jamie's dating the point guard.
Oh, boy.
Chris Petula.
Here you go with the gossip now.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Bradford for 3. Nice block out by Horvath to get the rebound of Boozer.
And you don't see that very often, guys blocking out like he did.
Boozer from 17 straight on. And the rebound is Frank Williams. Up and down the court. Here's a long lead pass. Dangerous one, and out of bounds. They threw that one away.
Yeah, tough pass right there. Tough pass.
This is how they teach you to do it in Minnesota, though. Horvath, watch this block out coming up after this miss.
Yeah, that is a great block out. That's what they teach. That's how to block out. Block out 3-on-1. Get your body between the player, the offensive player, in the basket. Seal them off. Did a great job spreading. Fundamentally, just so solid.
Duke by 5. Duhon and Williams both out there with Horvath, Boozer, and this is Nate James.
You gave Minnesota a little plug there. I didn't let that pass.
Hey, he can play offense, too, but he missed the shot up and over the backboard.
Bill Self did a great job at Tulsa, as he said, and Tulsa's been a cradle for coaches. Tubby Smith, Roland Richardson, 32-5 last year.
Now, Bill came through Oklahoma State as a player and was an assistant coach there under both Eddie Sutton and Leonard Hamilton. Some good guys that he's worked with and under. And now he's got a good staff of his own. Underneath with the left hand. Good move by Archibald. He's done a nice job off the bench. He had a dozen against Texas Southern over the weekend.
Yeah, Archibald and Harrington on the perimeter have really been positive guys off the bench for them. And Grupalia now coming back from the knee injury has not practiced a great deal. Played well against Arizona.
Williams, pull-up jumper for Jason.
He's got the medium-range jumper. He can beat you off the dribble and get into the lane, and that's what makes him so effective.
And Duke with some backcourt pressure, but Williams breaks free of Duhon. Oh, they're going to say walked with it.
Yeah, he took that extra step. Good ball. Took that extra step.
So one Williams turns it over, but the other Williams, Jason for Duke,
he
had the pull-up jumper.
There he is, that little pull-up shave, Brad.
ACC Big Ten Challenge presented by 989 Sports, and Duke leading by 5, 17-12. Brad Nessler, Dick Vitale, Jay Billis with you as Duke so far in the first half has done it with some fast breaks. They've done it with their backcourt going inside as Jason Williams has 4 points. They've done it with their big guys going outside. Battier, his three-pointer. And they've done it with some turnovers and on the break. Dunleavy on this one on the fly, and that's how they've taken the lead. Their transition points have been key so far in this half, and they lead by 5 with 11-17 remaining in the half. Now they face a little backcourt pressure.
Two major parts of Duke is their transition game and their perimeter game shooting the three.
Battier will try another. Got it.
There it is. They step out of that perimeter as well as anybody in America. And they have so many weapons, so many guys that can knock that trifecta down.
And when you got a 6'10 guy out there knocking it down, it confuses the defense a little bit too.
I'll tell you, he is so valuable. Look at him playing on the defensive end against Trevalier. Shane Battier.
James runs into Trevalier and underneath. Ball loose. Johnson trying to save it. All he does is save it to Duhan, and Duke will run.
He can pass the basketball. He's got great vision.
He waits for numbers and cross-courts it to a wide-open Dunleavy for three. Trevalier on the rebound. Here's Howard, who just checked in on the last break.
Nice little two-pointer. Yeah, nice little move by Howard. Good dribble penetration. The bench, I'll tell you, they're not afraid to go to their bench. They are a very deep team, Illinois. One of the deepest teams in the Big Ten. Tomorrow night, I'll see Michigan State up there with the zone, and they're very deep. He told me his team is deeper this year than last year.
Michigan State is the coach's pick for the Big Ten title. Illinois is the media's pick to win the Big Ten crown.
Should be a battle 1-2, but what about some of the surprises in the Big Ten? Purdue beating Arizona. Yeah. A salute to Gene Katie. And what about Jerry Side? What about Penn State beating Kentucky?
At Lexington, first time, only the second time ever that somebody's picked off Kentucky in an opener at Rupp.
And the two Crispin brothers, 57 points, 31 and 26. Put a show on down there in Lexington. Hey, Brad, I can't wait to get to Lexington. They got food now. They got food in the press room.
You single-handedly did that.
They got food in the press room. Might be hot dogs and hamburgers, but they got food.
Here we go.
You bucked them for 10 years about that.
Nice to DCM.
Yeah, CM now retires, and now they got food. Got rid of his salary. They got enough money for food.
Oh, what a nice pass.
Yep. Alive underneath by Griffin. Nice look inside. Archibald up, but it had it slapped before he went, and now a whistle and a foul underneath. Might be on Boozer. If so, it's going to be his second. Mike Wood says yes, it's on Boozer. He picks up his second personal.
That becomes big right now.
Coming up,
time of the game.
Coming up tomorrow, the 2000 debut of College Hoops Tonight. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. College Hoops Tonight will document the day and stories of college hoops. Tomorrow's edition, of course, recap the ACC Big Ten Challenge and features our own big man, Jay Billis. Tune in tomorrow, midnight, for College Hoops Tonight. Billis, you're never going to be home now. Wendy's going to wonder just who you are if you're just a figment of her imagination.
I think this Carl Ravitch did a great job with baseball tonight.
As long as we get to talk about college basketball.
Oh, I hope she didn't hear you say that. Jason Williams on the break, and again, transition baskets for Duke.
And Jay Billis gives a good smile as his Dukies take it to the rack and score. Once a Dookie, always a Duke. Hey, Jay, what about the transition right now? What do you see out there in terms of tempo with Duke?
Well, one of the things, Dick, that Duke's trying to do is stop ball reversal, and they're really doing a nice job of pushing Illinois further out on the court, about 10 feet further than they're used to getting it. That's out of their comfort zone, but Illinois is pounding them on the glass, and that's got to improve if Duke wants to keep this advantage.
And Archibald did just that there on the offensive glass, just made his presence felt in the lane, and then just a little finger roll to pick up his fourth point.
And that's where we expected them to have the advantage, on the inside.
James, a little shake and bake, runs into a double team and an offensive foul.
See, right now, you look at the time frame in this game, Brad. Carlos Boozer on the sideline. He said if he's on the sideline, it might become a different-looking team. And there's a look at Carlos on the sideline. It was 22-14 when he went out of the game. We'll keep a record of that with 8 minutes to go. Now 22-16.
Dunleavy checks in as James sits down also with 2 fouls for Duke.
See, Duke has now become an exclusive perimeter game without Mr. Boozer on the floor, unless Battier rotates to the inside.
Archibald, the first guy off the bench in there. Otherwise, it's
nice
a starting
pass.
Group for Illinois. McLean gets the dish from Griffin.
They're so used to playing with each other. Peoria Manuel won 4 state championships.
3 of those guys played on that team. Williams, McLean, and Griffin.
And coached by McLean's dad. Still coaching out in Peoria.
Williams pull-up jumper again. A second time he's done that. He's got 8.
He's putting a show on right now early. You can see his confidence, unbelievable. He was brilliant last year in the ACC tournament with the MVP.
Almost a steal there. Christensen. Bradford skips it inside to Griffin. Nice turn off the glass, and there's Archibald trying to clean up again. Tell you what, he's controlling things down there within 4 feet of the hoop right now.
Yeah, that's what we expected. We expected Illinois, based on their numbers versus Maryland and UNLV, that they would really be the dominant club on a baseline. And Bill Self's got to be really happy with the way they're attacking on the glass. Then they're on the offensive board. They're beating Duke to the basketball on the offensive glass.
They've got twice as many rebounds right now, 14-7.
They're really high on some new recruits they are coming in next year from out of Chicago. Manly, Chicago High School, Luther. They got Luther Head coming in. They really think he's going to be a special player. And Roger Powell, I remember his dad, 6'6", played for Illinois State. Out of Joliet, Illinois.
So Robert Archibald off the bench has 5 points, and he's the leading scorer right now for the Illini. 6'11", 250-pound junior out of Baldwin, Missouri. Got them both 6 for Archibald. And that cuts the lead down to 4. 7:48 to go first half.
Chris Hobbs here. Clemson wins it 57-44. The ACC up 2-0. Brad, Big Ten pride at stake here.
So the ACC doing a good job tonight. Wake Forest has already beaten Michigan. You saw the Clemson Northwestern game, and here it is 24-20. So the ACC 2 wins so far.
Wow. But I could hear some Big Ten people screaming out, hey, Illinois beat Maryland, Ohio State beat Florida State.
Different tournament.
And let's put the record straight. This will not indicate what is the score in the conference. Not when you play one time against someone. But it's just fantastic to have these kind of matchups to eliminate all the cupcakes that so many people play early.
That's right. Who would you rather watch, number 1 against number 8 or Duke against somebody that's ranked 200th in the country? Battier. Nice clear off by Corey Bradford.
See, right now on attack, Boozer. I would go right after Boozer to try and get him the 3rd foul. They're a different team with him on that sideline.
Williams had it swatted from behind, but Zuhan picks up his first foul. Number 21 for the Middleton. Frank Williams at the free throw line.
He's one of 3 Mr. Basketballs on their team. Frank Williams, also Brian Cook, and also Mr. Griffin, all were Mr. Basketballs in Illinois.
You mentioned Manual High School in Peoria. He was star there.
Yeah, he played for Wayne McLean. Prior to Wayne McLean, Dick Van Syak was the coach. He did a great job, and Wayne was his assistant. Talked about them today with Lauren Tate. Does a fine job on radio. And Steve Bardo's in the house today doing radio. Former member of the Flying Illini, 1989. Right. One of my favorite teams from Lou Duke. I love that team. Kendall Gill, Bardo. As you look at Steve Bardo right
the
there.
back is Steve, anyway.
Yeah, he was a heady player.
Only Duke by a deuce until Dunleavy changes that in a hurry. What a slicing drive. Man, he's quick and deceptive with his quickness.
He has a lot of versatility. He really does.
Play 4 spots out there. Bradford and McLean.
Gotta get Bradford some shots.
And a steal by Jason Williams. Bradford trying to track him down. He won't get it.
Jason Williams just playing scintillating in super basketball. St. Joseph's Metuchen High School. And a walk. Yes, sir. Good call.
Boy, and that's back-to-back turnovers, and that's 11 now. You can't do that against Duke.
And Temple only had 11 the entire game. They spread the floor and put the ball in Greer's hand. Oh, they got the Cameron Crazies going bananas. There's Duke on a little spurt.
This is danger time right now for Illinois. Still a long time to go, but Duke with a couple big plays defensively, and Jason Williams, 10 points to lead the way. It's Duke by 6.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Chrysler Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now you can save over $2,300 when you buy a new 2001 Town & Country with 4.9% financing. Or choose a $299 lease on the award-winning 2001 Chrysler Voyager. So take advantage of the Chrysler Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself.
Don't let old man winter slow you down. Take Hall's Defense with vitamin C. It's a full day's supply of vitamin C. And a powerful defense against winter. Get Hall's Defense and get...
The house, as is John Swafford of the ACC.
Yeah, Delaney sat the bench, played for North Carolina. He was Pine City, would have made my all-airport team.
He's still sitting right now. You were talking about Boozer. When he went out, the game changed in Illinois' favor. He came back in. Duke stretches it out again.
Well, you know, he gives them a presence that nobody else gives them on their team, and that's post play on the interior. Without him on the floor, they don't have a really big-time option on the inside. He is so valuable.
The lob to Dunleavy was in a little too deep on the baseline. Nice hustle by Johnson to pick up the loose ball. Here's Harrington in the front.
I got to get Harrington some shots. He knocked down 5 for 5 from the trifecta in his last game and was 5 for 9 against Arizona. He made 10 of his last 14 from the three-point line.
Backcourt pass, a backdoor pass that wasn't supposed to be, but Griffin ran it down. 6 minutes in the half. Frank Williams pull-up jumper. Underneath, nice cleanup by Marcus Griffin.
And that's where they're so effective, attacking the glass. That's the strength of their game, Jay Billis.
Illinois has done a good job of is they've really exploited Michael Dunleavy's presence down low. Archibald and then Griffin on that last possession were able to push him out. And I think Illinois has just been a little bit stronger in those possessions than has Duke thus far in the ballgame.
And McLean a little bit stronger there. He just flat took that ball away inside. And Williams kicks it out. Offensive foul on Williams.
McLean did a great job rotating down on Carlos Boozer. Look at this good-looking guy. I mean, he's got great looks, makes money. He's got the whole package.
He's only 38 years old. Wait till he gets as old as us. The ACC Big Ten Challenge presented by 989 Sports continues tomorrow on ESPN. Great doubleheader. Virginia and Purdue. And then it'll be Wisconsin against Maryland. That'll be a battle of tempos, won't it?
Well, you talk about physical right there. Wisconsin, great defensive player in Kelly. Dick Bennett's glove. Shots a miracle last year going to the Final Four.
Nice ball movement. Williams will take the jumper. Missed the three. Griffin clears the glass for the Illini.
He's a force inside. He's an enforcer. He's one of those warriors, Marcus Griffin. See, I'd go to him right now against Boozer.
I would too.
Yes, sir. I'd bring the ball inside. So they got to know time, situation, and strategy.
Here's McLean. Outside, wide open Johnson. Knocked it down.
Great inside-outside play. McLean on the interior. Sergio has a great deal of recognition, finds the open man, and the Fighting Illini are excited. They got some Illini fans here jumping with joy.
It's only the second three-pointer for Johnson this year. Couldn't have come at a better time for his team.
I'll tell you, Champaign is going to be on fire this season. This club is legit.
Duhon adjusts in midair, takes the shot. The rebound is the Illini's, and Illinois can lead this trip for the first time since it was 2-0 if they score.
What I like about this team is they got good balance inside and on the perimeter.
McLean, nice move against Battier. Didn't get the shot. Rebound strong by Williams. Oh, he went up there and smacked that thing out of the air, but he palmed it on the other end.
Yeah, Rick Bartzel with the ball. He carried that baby. Look at Coach K, where they have Coach K court now. Now watch the inside-outside action. See right there, McLean, great recognition, finds the open man, spotting at the three, and Lucas knocks it down.
We talked about it being a dangerous time at 28-22 going into that timeout after the Illini had turned it over 2 times in a row, but coming out of that timeout, they've had the better of it as they've scored 5 straight points here in the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Hey, I wonder if Lon Kruger wants to make a trade. The Atlanta Hawks for the Fighting Illini. I think they got better personnel than what Lon's working with down in Atlanta where you're from.
I feel bad for him right now. It's a struggle right there.
Yes, sir, and he's a good coach, so he has great understanding of the game, great teacher. I just thought he's made for college. I'm shocked he's in the NBA. He's one guy that shocked me that made the transition from college to the NBA.
Foul's going to be on Horvath. That'll be his first. And it sends Archibald to the free throw line. And Archibald's been one of the pleasant surprises. He played well, actually, in this event last year. 9 points, 6 rebounds, and a couple of steals. And tonight, 6 points so far.
Hey, Lon Kruger's going to be a little happy tonight. His Hawks beat the Wizards. 2 college coaches, Leonard Hamilton and Kruger.
Archibald trying to follow his own miss, and all he does is come up with a personal foul after missing the free throw.
Did an amazing job with Tulsa. I really liked that team last year.
Less than 4 remaining in the first half. Coach K talking to Rick Hartzell on the court. 28-27, 3:51 remaining in the first half. And so far in this one, Illinois with more turnovers, but they've countered that by having a great advantage on the glass so far.
Should have dominated the glass better than 2-1 ratio. Against Maryland, they had 55 to Maryland's 37 on a glass. And they wear you down. They physically just wear you down, attacking on the inside. I think this will be the best Illinois team since the Flying Illini in 1989. Now, I know they won or shared the Big Ten title 3 years ago with Hester and Garris and Milan Kruger, but I like this team way better.
Battier leans into McClain. No foul call. Horvath way off the mark on a three-pointer, and Bradford pulls it off the backside. Corey Bradford really unable to get in the mix so far. He has 1 3-pointer.
See, now without Boozer on the floor, I'd attack on the inside.
That's what Archibald did so well when Boozer was on the bench before. Harrington, a little slip out there. 15 on the shot clock. 3:10 remaining in the half.
See, Duke does a great job. They know in the scouting report that Harrington can shoot the three.
Nice backdoor cut and a great pass as Archibald skipped it down there to Bradford.
That was a big-time pass by Archibald, the big guy, with that bounce pass. Bradford moving without the basketball. And here comes Boozer back on the floor. Danger. He's got 2 fouls.
Illinois' first lead since the opening basket. Foul inside. Watch his backdoor cut and the pass that is perfect.
We have found out in a big-time environment that Duke really needs Carlos Boozer on the floor. There's that backdoor cut. Great angle. Nobody rotated over. The weak side did not see ball you man. That's a no-no in the Duke system. You got to see ball you man at both times.
Just when we said Corey Bradford hadn't been involved, he picks up his 5th point. On the other end, though, the foul is on Harrington. It sends the leading scorer in the ballgame, Jason Williams, to the free throw line.
You know, I mentioned that Flying Illini team. They had Kenny Battle on the inside, Lowell Hamilton, Nick Anderson, and they came off the bench when Marcus Liberty and Larry Smith, Ludu's club, lost a heartbreaker in the Final Four. Remember when they lost to Michigan and Sean Higgins with a tip-in, and they had spanked them twice during the regular season. And then the Wolverines went on and won the national title. Steve Fisher, he should have retired right then and there.
That was the highlight, wasn't it?
Took over from Bill Frieda, beat my alma mater, Seton Hall.
We had a momentary tie, our first one of the game, but Williams' second free throw changed that. Duke back in front by 1.
Jason has really played well on the perimeter thus far. They got Duhon matched up with Frankie now.
Bradford around a pick, runs into Battier. Not exactly what he was looking for.
Right now they're trying to get some screens for Bradford.
McClain, strong move inside. He's got muscle.
I'll tell you, he does. He looks like he would be one heck of a linebacker.
That's right.
He really has a presence. And I know you're all excited. Kansas State and Oklahoma. I'll be watching that baby. We're doing that Big 12 championship. Then you're doing the Orange Bowl. I'm jealous of you.
Just a couple shameless plugs for our sister network, ABC.
Well, I got to take care of Howard Johnson. My buddy's not at ABC.
McClain, here's the guy we were talking about. Watch this strong move inside.
There's Sergio taking the ball. He got a lot quicker this year. Looks like he trimmed down. There he is with that strong drive to the goal. I was teasing him today in the lobby. Jay Billis was laughing. I said, come on now, there's no way you're 6'4". There's no way. I said, I'm 5'11" and you're about 2 inches bigger than me. He said, yeah, but we got to count my fro.
That never hurts.
What great kids. I spent time with them today. He's got a beautiful bunch of kids, Illinois.
Steal by Duhon, another turnover against Illinois. The lob underneath to Boozer.
Oh, they need Mr. Boozer. Mr. Boozer better not get number 3. He better not get number 3. Oh, they need him on the floor.
Boy, was that a good look inside on that pass.
They can really pass the ball. The one thing about the Duke guards, they love to pass the ball. They're very unselfish.
They have as much fun with that as they do scoring themselves, sometimes more so.
And that's why you win. When you're unselfish, you share. Like I share the mic with you. That's why we win.
There's not a lot of sharing there, but we have a lot of fun. Bradford on the miss. In an offensive foul.
Now take a look at this pass right here. Good diagonal look. What great vision. He knows that if Boozer gets his hands on it, he'll score. He was the MVP in the NIT. Unselfish is the key word.
And he's got a dozen of his own points. Boozer again sits down as Mike Krzyzewski's playing it very smart with him. He doesn't want him to pick up a third foul before half of the fight.
And he's also very smart as we look at the turnover ratio, better than 3-1, 14 for Illinois. You would think they'd be out of the game with that kind of number there.
But the rebounds just helped him. That's right.
The rebounding negated that. But Mike knows every time that Illinois gets ahead, he gets Carlos right on the floor.
The bench scoring for Illinois, too. They have got 11 to Duke's 0 from their bench, and that's been a big help. So you add that to their rebounding, it's kind of counteracted the turnover.
And they've also done a great job, Illinois, at controlling Battier. He has not been able to break loose.
Just a little over a minute left in the half. Duke by 1 until that shot goes up, and then Dunleavy tried to get a hand on it. They're going to give credit to Griffin. I think it actually came off Mike's hands more than it did off Marcus.
Nice high-low entry right there. They execute really well in their offensive half-court sets. Oh, you got to dive on that loose ball. You got to dive on that loose ball.
Williams lost the handle. Never really found it, except it's still going to be Duke basketball with 46 seconds left. Don't forget, coming up, Larry Beals at halftime. Sports Center in game. We'll take a look at the Wake Forest Michigan game that preceded us, Northwestern and Clemson. And Lindros to Toronto. Wow. A possibility. That'll give you a concussion right there, won't it?
Yeah, he worn out his welcome in Philadelphia.
33-32, Duke trailing by 1. And all across the country is where Duke goes to find basketball players, including Alaska. 14 different players from 14 different states on the roster this year. So Krzyzewskiville isn't just in Durham, North Carolina. It's basically all over the country, and that's where all these guys have come from this year. 7 McDonald's All-Americans. They just keep coming in and making stars out of themselves, and then either going on to the NBA or sitting next to Mike coaching, one of the two.
As we look at Duhan right there. Hey, Brad, I announced on my website my All Dookie 5 under Michael Krzyzewski, and you should have seen some of the response I got. They could not believe that I didn't pick, for example, Art Heyman and guys like Jeff Mullen. I said under Coach K. Under Coach K. I had
Johnny Dawkins?
Oh, yeah, Dawkins and Hurley and Hill and Leitner and Ferry.
It's a pretty good club.
And I said,
Who's your first guy off the bench? Billis?
Well, Trajan Langdon and Billis were role players.
Good.
And we'll let Billis coach that team. We'll let Billis coach that team.
Jay's probably got his own starting 5.
You had to get somebody in there to set screens.
Hey, you got to share the basketball. But you know what? The question I have is, will Shane Battier be able to supplant one of those 5 eventually if you picked an all-Duke team under Coach K?
I'll tell you what, I'll guarantee you one thing. And that is his jersey will be in the rafters eventually.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. He represents and epitomizes everything that the NCAA manual speaks about student-athletes.
Illinois by a point. A half minute left in the half, and Duke has not trailed at halftime this year.
Duke's done a great job forcing turnovers, but unfortunately, Illinois won the battle on a glass.
Griffin, nice spin over Williams, but he missed the shot. Williams over Williams, I should say, missed the shot.
Chris Collins.
Foul is going to be
right in front of the Duke bench. Chris Collins very animated, as you see a smile on. Look at Chris Collins.
Great outside shooter, too.
Look at his dad out in New York and his mom. Very proud of Chris, and Chris got a heck of a future in coaching. His enthusiasm is so contagious.
He was telling me before the game, we need a 7th guy to step up. He said, we're strong through 6, but we need a 7th guy. And that 7th guy, they would love to be an inside presence to help out when Boozer's not in there, and so far it's not showing up.
You know, Chris did a good job with Tommy Amica down at Seton Hall. How's this for a line yesterday in the game? Eddie Griffin there, diaper dandy, 26 points, 21 rebounds, and 7 block shots.
Not bad, huh?
For a diaper dandy. He was my diaper dandy of the week. I pick every Monday on the ESPN.com website.
Oh, another tie at 33, so maybe Duke won't trail at halftime. Jason Williams been the leading scorer in the ballgame. 13, looking for 14, and got it.
I tell you what, I'm shocked and disappointed with tonight, though. But the place is not sold out. You got the #1 team in America playing Illinois. Where are all these fans down here in Carolina? I'm very disappointed, like Mike Tirico said today. I agree with him. Disappointed with the crowd up in Ann Arbor.
Bradford baseline. Missed the jumper. Dunleavy up high to pull it down. And a collision, and whoops, a little shoving going on between Johnson and Sanders. And a little finger waving as well. And Sanders and Johnson have at it. And Carl Hess, Mike Wood step in there immediately to break up that situation.
I don't know. I looked at Lucas and I don't want to fight with him.
especially with that new hairdo.
He looks like he's ready for Ric Flair. He told the people in the lobby today, he said, I just want to look like you, Dickie B. I said, what?
There was the collision right there, or an arm thrown out there. And, Jay, we get this all straightened out.
Brad, they've called an intentional foul on Casey Sanders for throwing an elbow. That means 2 shots in the ball.
Wow.
We'll get another look at it. It happened right after the rebound by Dunleavy, and okay, there it is.
Oh, yeah, there
right
it is.
You're
Oh,
right.
no doubt about it. We had missed that on the initial. I mean, the call had to be made right there.
So Bradford to the line. Buries the free throw. 73% free throw shooter.
Mike is very upset, but I don't understand why. It looked like Casey. Jay, what did you think about that?
Well, there's no question, Dick, that was an intentional foul by Casey Sanders. I think Mike Krzyzewski a little bit upset at some of the extracurricular stuff that went on afterwards. But that was the correct call. 2 shots in the ball.
I think that's what Mike is saying, Jay, exactly. Is how about what Johnson did after the fact? At any rate, Illinois has regained the lead by a point, and here they are with the ball on the baseline. Williams to inbound to Johnson. Johnson lost the handle. Williams throws it up there. Doesn't go in. And it will be Illinois leading at halftime here in the ACC Big Ten Challenge, as the ACC's won a couple tonight. Wake Forest and Clemson already winners. Mike Krzyzewski having a word with Carl Hess, and Bill Self is there to listen. He didn't like the last call, the intentional foul. The free throws both went in for Bradford. The possession didn't hurt, but for the first time all year, the top-ranked team in the country is trailing at halftime 35-34, and the leading coach is with Jay Billis.
Bill, your team played hard on both ends, very well defensively and on the glass. Was it all turnovers that it came down to for you guys?
Well, I think they had 14 points off uncontested layups, so we did a much better job the second 10 minutes of taking care of the ball. And if we were just patient, we were able to drive the ball at them a little bit, and our big guys played pretty well.
What do you say to them at halftime?
Well, the game's only half over. We didn't come here to play a good first half, and so we have to come out focused. I really felt like they controlled us the first 5-7 minutes, and then we withstood their little rush, but we got to play a full 20 minutes this half.
Bill, thanks. Good luck in the second half. Brad, back to you.
All right, guys, halftime it is. Illinois leading Duke 35-34. Larry Beal and Sports Center in games. Halftime report is next. Larry.
Hey, thanks, Brad. It's a whole different...
Bit of a strange position for the top-ranked team in the country. They trail at halftime 35-34. With Jay Billis and Dick Vitale, I'm Brad Messer. Welcome back to Greensboro. You know, Duke was trying to find a way to get physical with the Illinois, but not the way they did it there in the last seconds of the first half.
Yeah, that was an intentional personal. That's why they kept the basketball and got 2 shots in that situation with Casey Sanders. At the end of the game there, we watch the play. Take a look right here. There's Sanders, number 20. See, there it is, the intentional shot. The ref right on the play. Look at Mike. Mike says, well, what about Lucas? What about Lucas? What about Lucas? Look at that fight around that sideline. But the key, I thought, in the half, when you look at the numbers, you look at the stats right here, the rebound totals better than 2-to-1 margin for Illinois. And we sort of expected that, Brad. And then on the other side, we expected this. Illinois to turn the ball over. And the difference, which has negated the turnovers, has been their rebounding success.
It's made it pretty even. And the points off turnovers, Duke's favor. And, Jay, I know you've been in a lot of locker rooms. I'm sure you know what went on in there in Duke's side, anyway.
Well, in the Duke locker room, it was a pretty intense scene. Coach K was challenging every one of the players, especially Carlos Boozer, to get on the glass. He felt that they were just out-toughed on the boards, beaten 24-10. Somebody's got to step forward and get a rebound. And then at the end of the half, what Mike Krzyzewski was most upset about, he thought that Lucas Johnson got involved as well into that little fracas, but he was a little bit upset at the officials. They walked to the wrong end of the court to administer the free throws. He wanted to know why.
I'll tell you,
every detail.
Jay, you and I talked about Duke having to get a lot stronger on the interior, and here's a perfect example tonight.
Here's Bradford. Nice dish. Block shot, though, as Boozer came up, stuffed Griffin.
That was a good look by Torrey Bradford. We're going to take a look at the kickoff by Bradford. We're going to see the block by Boozer coming from the rear. Good deflection. A kid that's got a breakout, got a world of potential is Brian Cook. He's been silent in this game.
He sure has. Battier's been kind of quiet, too, since early.
Yeah, they really controlled him. Hell of a 6 points. This guy hasn't been quiet. Jason Williams has been sensational.
Leading scorer with 14 is Williams. There's help on Battier as Williams puts a hand out there. And a foul from behind on McClain, so he gets back-to-back personals.
I think Shane Battier's got to take advantage of his ability to post up as well as drift to shoot the perimeter shot. I think when he's posted up and he gets balance to his game, he's much more effective.
Dunleavy around a pick on the inbounds, missed the jumper, but underneath, cleaning up is Nate James.
Well, I'll tell you, James must have been challenged. I'll tell you, at 6'5 and a half, he gives you everything he has.
Duke back in front by one. Here's an offensive foul on Frank Williams. Duke starting out in the first minute playing some defense.
But that crowd alive here. Not sold out today. Kind of a disappointment when you think of the #1 team in America. As we watch right here, that's the offensive foul. Good defensive play by Jason Williams. It's called drive him, beat him, and turn him. Beat him to the spot. Who's those feet?
Not a sold-out crowd, but there's probably 16,000 in here. We don't want to make it sound like nobody's watching the game. Dunleavy had it blocked by Cook.
Dunleavy really trying to be aggressive on the offensive end.
You can see the kickstart that Mike Krzyzewski gave his team in the locker room that Jay was talking about. James has it swatted out of there. And here comes McLean on the break and a foul on Williams.
Now, Jason Williams, Michael Wood right on the call. I got a feeling we're going to hear a lot about both these teams, and I don't think you have to go to Harvard to figure that out of postseason time. This is only November, so we know both these clubs are going to get better and better and better.
Ryan Cook swatted that last one out of there.
Yeah, he's the guy that's got so much ability. 6'11". His dad was a first-round draft choice himself.
Great position by Griffin and a foul on Boozer, and that puts Duke in some trouble.
Big-time trouble, Brad. Right down the score, and the time that happened, 18:42, 37-36, and Boozer has 3.
Well, that was a perfect pass, but great position by Griffin. He just held his ground and then backed away to the hoop.
Yeah, Griffin gets a great angle on the inside. Boozer could have been called for a mugging foul right there. I mean, he could have been called for a mugging foul before he made contact on the shot.
Chance for a three-point play from Marcus Griffin. It rattles out. It's tipped in, though, underneath by McLean.
I tell you, McLean and when we talk, they're the Bruce brothers. On the inside, McLean and Griffin and company. Very aggressive.
Illinois' biggest lead of the ball game. They're up 3.
See, Mike has a tough time now. He can't take him out of the game. He's got nobody to go to.
Battier, nice drive, strong move. Griffin hammered it.
Unless he ran over and put a uniform on our guy, Jay Billis. Jay, you got any eligibility?
All I got are 5 fouls to give up, and I give them up quick in this one.
That's Sergio McLean. Look at him attacking the glass. He's a warrior. He's just a tough kid.
So Battier go to the free throw line. 2 3-pointers is all Shane's got to show for his efforts tonight.
You know, when you think of McLean and we think of Williams and we think of Griffin, winning 4 state championships in a row.
That's
incredible, especially in a state like Illinois in Class A. I mean, that is unbelievable. Peoria Manual High School.
Battier, 8 points now, 2 rebounds.
He's from a great high school, Detroit Country Day, produced Mr. Weber, who's having a phenomenal year in Sacramento.
Battier will end up with 20 tonight before it's over. We say he's quiet, but it won't last forever. And foul on Jason Williams. That was close. Frank Williams threw a little elbow.
See, that's the rule that's been put in this year, the point of emphasis. We're not going to allow any kind of contact, and Jason has to be aware of that.
Those two both given and taken a little bit. Here's another look. You see the little bump with the elbow?
Oh, I don't know about that call. I don't know about that call.
Little ticky-tack.
Wow, real ticky-tack.
Illinois by 1. Here's a backdoor cut. Collision underneath. Cook misses in close.
I mean, they're whipping Duke's butt on the glass. They are whipping Duke's butt on the glass. They are whipping Duke's butt on the glass. There is no doubt about it, and Coach K knows it.
3-point Illinois lead. Williams trying to change it. Good drive, but couldn't finish. Look out on photography row. Sergio McLean comes flying out of there.
See, Mike Krzyzewski can take one thing. He can take a team losing, but he can't take a team being out-scrapped and out-clawed on the glass. And right now, Illinois is just out-classing them on the glass, out-hustling them on the glass.
Finally made it count with McLean's bucket off that glass. And it's a 3-point lead again for the Illini.
But the one weapon Duke has is that 3, and they can get back quickly.
Williams missed one. Dunleavy trying to go up strong, and I think they're going to call a hooking foul on Bradford underneath. And that is going to be the call, and Corey picks up his second. Don't forget, coming up Saturday, a couple great games on ESPN at noon. DePaul and Florida. Dick will be there. And then Duke and Temple rematch. They just played last week. They got to go at it again.
Jay Billis will be at that game. Mr. Dunleavy, and we talk about the 3-point shot.
Dunleavy's got 10. That was a two-pointer just inside the line. Williams all the way down. Cook brings it back out. McClain had a notion. Would rather drive and dish. Cook tried to drop step, almost broke his own ankle.
Yes, what the ball should have taken it right to the basket. Good defensive adjustment by Duke. I'll be down here for that game on Saturday with DePaul and Florida down in Greensboro. Billy Donovan, in fact, Billy Donovan's Florida team has something in common with both these teams. They knocked them out of the tournament last year. Both these clubs. Look at the turnovers. 4-to-1 ratio.
Illinois beaten by Florida 93-76 in the second round here in North Carolina, Winston-Salem. Double dribble. That is the 17th now turnover against Illinois. Or rather, Duke with a turnover, and that's their 5th.
Only 5 turnovers. You'll take that any day of the week. The turnover margin.
Duke forced 18 a game last year, and they'll have more than that forced against Illinois before this one's over. And there goes another one. That's an unforced error. And now it is 17 turnovers.
And that's a matter of rhythm and timing, getting really familiar with Bill Self's system. Remember, this guy's put in a new system, and we're in November. I mean, people got to realize we're in November.
They're pretty good now. They'll be really good in March.
Oh, yeah, when they get a feel for each other.
Nice move by Battier. Got his man in the air and feeds Dunleavy on the baseline.
There's no substitute for shooting the basketball. I'll tell you, Mike Dunleavy has really stepped up offensively here in the second half. Looking for a shot. That's his 5th attempt.
10th lead change. Dunleavy with a defensive play, and now Duke's going to the floor, strapping, and they force another turnover.
See, that's Duke basketball. That's Duke basketball. Hustle, scrap, dive, battle.
That's why 80% of the people in this building are standing up right now.
And that's what the Cameron Crazies love. They love to see the hustle and scrap. There goes the All-American. There goes the Rolls-Royce guy. There goes the magazine cover guy. Shane Battier diving on the floor.
Williams missed with a left hand, but it's cleaned up by Boozer.
Yes, sir. Carlos Boozer inside. I'll tell you, Mr. Nestler, the Dukies are alive.
Duke by 3 now. Illinois led by 3 on 2 occasions this half. And a whistle and a foul on Nate James. And Nate's got 3.
That foul trouble can become big for Duke. Duke not a very deep bench. James and Boozer with 3 each. Every possession, I would go inside to Griffin and attack Boozer. I would attack Boozer with every possession out there. Try to get that 4.
Blaine needs some help right now.
Sometimes kids, there it is.
Entry pass to Griffin. Dunleavy tries to help. They're still going to get a chance for a 3-point play now. Is it on Dunleavy or Boozer?
It's a big ball. Where they make it, I couldn't see from this
on Dunleavy.
Yeah, I'd go inside to Marcus Griffin. Marcus the man.
That was smart by Dunleavy to at least try to help out and make sure the foul wasn't on Boozer, as you see the slap right there.
Yeah, there's the slap reached in. Boozer just was really playing matador defense. Basically has no other choice. He wants to stay on the floor.
He's coming off the floor, and Sanders is coming in for him.
See, Sanders got to really step it up. He has got to give them positive minutes. They say he's improved a great deal in practice, and he's got to start to do it in game situations. They really need his presence.
Marcus Griffin now, the senior. 3-point play. Got it to tie the game up. And we're dead even with 15:55 remaining in the ball game.
Michael Dunleavy, Brad's been really looking for that J, baby. There he is. Good rotation. Nothing but nylon.
By the 2 commissioners of the respective conferences. Go in alphabetical order. We'll start with John Swafford of the ACC. John, you've taken a break a little bit from the BCS that you have been monitoring so closely. How are you enjoying the basketball, and what does this challenge mean to both these leagues?
Jay, I just think it adds a lot of spice to the early season in basketball. It's a great way to sort of kick things off, get things started. And it's 2 conferences that historically have the most wins in NCAA tournament play, so I think that's certainly fitting.
Does it make it a little easier to watch this game knowing that you're up 2-0 with Clemson and Wake Forest winning earlier?
Well, it does, but there are a lot of games yet to be played both tonight and tomorrow night, and you know, year in and year out, I think you'll find the competition between these 2 leagues very, very even.
Well, let's turn now to Jim Delaney, the commissioner of the Big Ten. Jim, you are a basketball man. What does this challenge or tournament mean for the respective conferences as far as which is better? Can you tell anything?
Well, I think it's a players and fans event. I think the players love to challenge the best. I think the ACC and the Big Ten have been the best over the years. And I think the players really look forward playing, and we're down 2-0. But last year we were down, we struggled a little bit on the first night, but we came back in the second night. So this is a terrific game here, and I think we have a lot of basketball yet to be played tonight.
That is true. A lot of basketball left to be played. Back to you, Brad.
And, of course, when Jay said we'll go alphabetically, he meant the ACC instead of Big Ten. He didn't mean Swofford instead of Delaney. I wanted to straighten that out for all the Duke people that were watching, the academic people.
I know. I was a little confused there.
Yeah,
Jay's got 1,400 on his head.
Duhan missed a slam, or Duke would be up by 5.
Michael Dunleavy.
The team left.
Yeah, during that interview, Dunleavy made a jump shot, and there's Duhan missing that jam, as you just said, Brad.
Inbounds. Here's Williams on a fadeaway three. His first of the night.
What he's doing tonight is he's not trying to force the action. Shots aren't available, and he's really not trying to take bad shots. And that's the key to being a successful guard. Understanding what a quality shot is.
So we're dead even again at 47. Jason Williams for 3. Battier trying to tip it in. It almost went. McClain will clear off the rebound. McClain has been doing yeoman's work for a guy that's only 6'4", or as Dick said, maybe less than that.
I'll tell you, he's a warrior. They changed defenses. They went to their zone defense, a little matchup right now.
That's McClain's 10th rebound. Bounce pass on the backdoor. Bradford could never find his feet. He slipped a little bit on his move around Duhan and never found his footing. And they turn it over again.
We have not seen the real Corey Bradford early in the season. I think one of the reasons for that, Brad, he had surgery on that knee after he played on the USA select team against the Olympians.
Played with Battier and Jason Williams.
Yes, sir. And I really believe he doesn't have his explosiveness yet. He looks like he's not laboring, but I don't see that explosiveness I saw last year.
This foul's going to be on Sergio McClain, and that will be 3 on McClain all this half.
He's a winner. I'll tell you one thing about Sergio McClain. He's just a fierce competitor and a winner. We have some big moments up in Champaign this year. I don't know if Michigan State confrontation will be big.
I guess.
I can't wait to see Bell tomorrow night against Joseph Forte. Bell, one of the great defensive players in America.
Griffin now gets his 3rd foul as he pushes Boozer from behind. A 1-on-1 situation now.
That's the point of emphasis. They said they're going to clean it up. They're not going to allow that contact on the interior. And the officials mean it. And the players got to be aware of that. They got to understand what the official is going to call. You got to know the official. You got to do a scouting report on that. Now look at Boozer trying to post up inside. Now he and Griffin going to battle. Well, there you can't put your hands on his back. You just can't do that. Now, maybe 5 years ago you could get away with that. WrestleMania. A little Ric Flair a little bit there.
Boozer, 6 points on the night.
Very stoic bench. Look at that bench right now. Real concern, a lot of intensity.
Well, they should be concerned. They're only up a point.
Sure.
A long way to go, and some little bit of foul trouble mixed in there. Boozer misses a second, and Archibald, who did such a great job off the bench in the first half.
Move his body up there for a nice screen for Frankie Williams.
Bradford, quick 3, got it.
And that's what they want to do. Great decision again by Frankie Williams. Giving up the rock at the right time.
Well, this is not the same guy, is it?
Oh, he's a much improved player. Absolutely a different player.
Williams, got it.
That is big time, baby. That is big time. Sliding and gliding. Finding the open seam in the defense. Hanging in the air.
First team freshman All-American from last year, and as Dick would say, a super soft this year.
Oh, he is a super soft. Look at that body control. Look at that agility. Look at that unbelievable English on the glass. Now take a look at Frank Williams. Here's the position. I'm going to my buddy. Come on, Corey. Find that J, Corey. Find that J. He found it.
Playing very, very well. The battle of the Williams guards.
See, you can win if you got great guard play. And you look at these clubs. You throw in Arizona with certainly Arenas and with Gardner. You throw in Kansas with Heinrich and Boschin. You have good guards. You got a chance to win.
Williams misses a chance for the 3-point play. That's about the only thing he's done wrong tonight.
I can't wait to see North Carolina point guard by committee tomorrow. That's one area they got to solve, their point guard play.
Tied at 50. 6th tie of the night.
Rapalia's posted up strong inside against Battier. Has very limited practice time because he had a knee surgery.
We haven't had to worry about the shot clock all night, have we?
No, not really.
Jason Williams off Bradford's miss.
He's a big timer, I'll tell you. There's just a certain style and bounce to his game.
Duhan from way out. Rebound, Bradford trying to get it ahead. There's a 2-on-1. Williams gives it up to Kupaya underneath. He missed, but he's going to go to the free throw line.
Another great decision by Frankie Williams. Last year, you and I would have seen him out of control. He made a great decision giving up the ball to Kupaya. Now take a look right here. 2-on-1 break. Last year, he would have been out of control, flying to the glass. Here he is with a little dump down. Frankie Williams, he said it to be my most improved player of the year the way he's playing.
4th on 8. James, too, with that foul. Kupaya, Warren Sarajevo going to the free throw line.
It'll be a big loss to lose Nate James to that sideline. I think if you can get into Duke's bench, you got a great shot against them, and right now they're getting into Duke's bench.
Boozer with 3 and James with 4, and Dunleavy's back in. He's not in foul trouble.
See, that's the one area they can rotate another player. You can take James and bring in Dunleavy, and that gives them, you know, balance on a perimeter. It's inside, they don't have enough help.
Well, Dunleavy can play any spot except Boozer. So one that he can't play. Kupaya missed both free throws. And we remain tied at 50 with 12:45 remaining in the ball game. Brad Nessler, Dick Vitale, Jay Gillis, the Greensboro Coliseum. It's the ACC Big Ten Challenge. ACC trying to pull a sweep of the Knights. The last time we heard, Georgia Tech was trailing Iowa close to halftime by 6. The other 2 wins tonight went to Wake Forest and Clemson over Michigan and Northwestern, respectively.
And Steve Wolford doing a great job of Iowa. One of that new breed of coaches, along with Quinn Snyder, Tommy Amica, Matt Doherty, all those new guys really bringing their enthusiasm and spirit. Hey, just think about it. Elton Brand could be a senior. Put him on the front court right now with the Battier class. I mean, are you
Corey
kidding
McGetty
me?
could be here.
Oh, wow.
William Avery could be here, right? Boozer.
William Avery and Corey McGetty should be here.
That's true.
They should be here because they weren't ready for the NBA, and they're still not ready for the NBA. Elton Brand, that's a different case. There's a look at Johnny Dawkins and Wojciechowski with Coach K in the middle of his 2 guards.
Burgess could be here, too. He transferred.
Yeah, he's playing for Utah, coming off the bench right now. They got beat by Georgia, I believe, up in the tournament.
Yes, they did.
And we miss Rick Majerus. Rick will be out at least until January. Rick, we wish you the best in your recovery.
We want to wish Pete Carrill a good recovery, too. He had heart surgery today. Coach, we know you're a little under the weather. Hope that's going to straighten things out for you.
Beautiful, man.
Williams stepped on the baseline, trying to get the pass outside, and that is turnover number 21. When you talk about 21 turnovers with 12 and a half minutes to play, you'd think a team would be down by about 30 points, but they're not.
You would think they'd be blown out, especially against Duke, who really makes you pay with the turnover. But it's the presence of their interior game that's kept them even.
Battier.
3. What a weapon. What a weapon. Anytime you got a 6'9er who can step out there and drive down that 3, oh, that gives you Uncle Mo. Uncle Mo, momentum's on their side. The Dukies got momentum.
Duke's biggest lead of the second half. And the Greensboro Coliseum ignites, as does the Duke bench. They lead 55-50. 12-13 remaining in the ball game, and they like to take the threes. They like to hit the threes. They take about 24 a game. Mike Krzyzewski says, it does not bother me at all.
I'm comfortable with the amount of threes. You know, we've won a lot of games. If I have people taking threes who can't hit them, then I'd be uncomfortable. But that's a strength of our team, and like man-to-man defense and anything else. I mean, if we lose because we take threes and miss, it doesn't mean you would change the personality of your team. I think each coach should try to figure out what's best for his team.
Last year they hit 284, the second most in school history. Battier has 3 tonight, which has given Duke a 5-point advantage.
I thought last year they got a little fatigued at the end of the year. When you looked at all the minutes those guards playing, especially Jason Williams, lost to a really good Florida team, the Gators. I think they'll be outstanding again this year in the SEC.
No doubt about it. They'll be fun to watch.
Tennessee looks like they're going to be strong.
Very balanced Tennessee team. Whoops, Williams just slipped. And Duhan with a steal, had it swatted out of there by Johnson. Nice defense by Johnson.
I'll tell you, he's a tenacious player. You talk about Lucas Johnson, he's just one of those guys diving and hustling.
Griffin on a turnaround miss. Dunleavy clears it out. He's looking down court, scoop past Duhan. Now Williams pulls up off the glass.
I'll tell you, they are showtime in transition. They look for John, they fill the lane so well. Look at Coach Day. Is he turned up? Does he want 504? He doesn't care about 503. He wants 504.
McLean trying to quiet the crowd. Griffin. That's going to be a goaltender.
Yes, sir. Interference up there on the glass.
Mike Krzyzewski almost put a uniform on there just for a second with 11:13 remaining.
Look at him. Look at the emotion. It's so great to see that enthusiasm, that emotion.
ESPN2 for the Hawkeyes. Brody Boyd will miss the jumper. Courtney Scott, rebound, put back. Steve Alford's Hawkeyes up 7 at the half, 40-33.
And so far tonight, the ACC's done very well with Wake and Clemson winners, but Georgia Tech, as Larry said, on the short end by 7 at the break here. It is Duke leading by 5 with 11:13 remaining in the ball game.
It's really great seeing Luke Recker back in the uniform after that layoff. Seeing him play for the Iowa Hawkeyes now under Steve Alford. Half-court trap. Now they're going to go to a zone. Something they haven't shown. They got Lucas Johnson up on the top of the zone to bother the perimeter shooters. See, they want the size and the long arms to bother the perimeter shooters.
Inside they go to Boozer. Nice pass by Dunleavy, but Boozer misses the left-hand turnaround.
Boozer did a super job finding the opening, the seam in that zone. They got him the ball, but he didn't convert. Go inside, attack Boozer. He will not guard him. Attack him inside. He doesn't want the fourth foul. Throw it in there.
The pass, a double team by Battier trying to help out and does a nice job of it.
Got to reverse the ball out of that double up and find the open man.
And another turnover. Williams with a steal. Takes it in.
Hello, up and away. Shannon Johnson. They're dancing in the aisles. He is the best player on the floor right now, Brad. He is the best player on the floor.
His 20th point with some authority.
Some people say, how can you say that with Shane Battier out there? But tonight, he is the best player on the floor.
Harrington. And a whistle and a foul. Foul, I think, is going to be called on Duhan.
There he is stepping in the passing lane, makes it a defensive pass. And here he is with the finish. The conversion. Great lift.
I didn't know he was going to throw it down when he went up there.
Oh, look at a one-handed jam. Oh, is he big time.
The points off turnovers has been huge in Duke's advantage tonight from the get-go of this game, really.
Yeah, one thing they've done a great job, Duke defensively, is not allow Harrington to get looks at the basket. They know that he's a tremendous long-range three-point shooter. He's made 10 of his last 14. He has not been able to get one off here tonight.
It's only his 3rd free throw of the year. And he's a great free throw shooter. Coming into the season, Sean had hit 18 straight free throws. 2 out of 3 now in the season.
I can see why with that stroke he has. And they were down big time. They were down big time against Arizona, and he knocked down 5 trifectas, 5 for 9 in that game.
Played for his dad, Jim, in high school. And usually guys that are the sons of coaches don't miss free throws. And he didn't. He hit them both. And it's a 5-point game midway second half.
Yeah, the reason they don't miss it is because the father would have him in the gym all day.
That's right.
Shooting and shooting and shooting.
He's got a key to the gym.
Yes, sir.
5-point Duke advantage. Nice crossover by Dunleavy, and he's bumped by Harrington, and the ball goes in, but it's going to be no basket.
They waved that off.
Coming up on Sports Center, Rich Eisen, Brian Kenny will be along. The question of the night, is the ACC the best? Pacers and Lakers NBA Finals rematch. There's some talk of some NHL trade possibilities. They'll have all that and more coming up at Sports Center following our game, which has 9:40 remaining.
Now you see the Pacers playing the Lakers. The one thing with the Pacers, they got so many young kids. As he comes up empty on a free throw with guys like Bender and Harrington, who I really believe should have been in college, getting some experience. See, kids don't understand what you get by playing in college. You learn familiarity in terms of how to play the game, in terms of 5-on-5 competition.
A 6-point Duke lead with 9.5 to go. Harrington, McLean, Griffin, Williams, Bradford on the floor, and another foul on Duhan.
Yeah, Duhan grabbed him right there. I would go inside to Griffin a little bit more. I think they gotten away from him. What do you think of that? Jay. They're not going inside to Marcus Griffin enough.
Well, they at least need to get him some touches so it'll collapse the defense a little bit. But when they did throw it in, Shane Battier did a pretty nice job the last time of coming over and double-teaming him and making him give up the ball. And I tell you, Dick, I got to agree with your statement on Jason Williams. His feel for the game right now is just so good. It seems like whenever Duke needs something, he gives it to him, puts him on his back, and just carries the team.
Well, he did that when they was down by 6 with 3 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock. And I believe everybody thought they were dead, and he carried them against Temple, Jay.
He was sensational in the ACC tournament last year, and he has come out from the get-go tonight and just said, okay, the challenge is on. It's Williams against Williams. I may not win it, but I'm sure going to be near the front, and he's been near the front the whole game. His counterpart, Frank Williams, hits both free throws.
Look at that pass. Got to catch that. Got to catch that.
That's a good pass. That's Nate James' turnover.
Yeah, Nate didn't expect that pass. Great vision. Nate just didn't see it. Wasn't ready. You can see right there. Look at the great vision. You just lost contact. Catch it with your eyes as well as your hands.
4-point game.
The guy I expected to break out today and really be tough with Brian Cook, and he's really been not a quiet.
No, he hasn't had a point.
He's on a bench right now, 6'11" with a lot of ability.
And a pass and a foul from behind on Williams.
See, mental toughness, and that's the one thing Bill Self wants to find out about his people. They showed that toughness and holding on, beating, as you look at Cook right here, a kid with a world of talent. They held on against Maryland, and they showed that toughness when they were down big against Arizona.
Yeah, they were down 15 with 3.5 to play, so you don't ever want to count these guys out.
And they had a shot at the end, but the shot was blocked.
11 for Frank. Now 12. He's hit all 5 of his free throws.
Steve Bartle, who I respect, who was doing the radio here, was an outstanding point guard on the Fighting Illini, and he spoke highly of Frank Williams and his decision-making, and also he really feels that this club has a chance to be a special team, and I agree with him. I don't know what happens here tonight. I believe this team in January and February, Illinois, is going to be a special team.
Back to within 2 come the Illini. That's why they're fighting Illini.
They don't go away, do they? They don't go away.
Williams bounces inside to Boozer, stolen away by Frank Williams.
Quick hands. I'll tell you, he's got quick hands.
Williams outside for the lead is Harrington.
Oh, can he shoot the rock? I mean, I don't know how that one went down. I don't know how that
Line drive.
Line drive, baby.
Duke was up 7, 59-52. Illinois now leads. Williams trying to change it. Rebound Griffin.
Are they mentally tough? Are they physically tough? Are they emotionally tough? You better believe the answer is yes.
You think those gassers they ran early aren't helping? They don't even look like they're tired.
You see Frank Williams, he looked for Harrington. He knew he wanted to get him a shot because he can shoot the rock.
Here's Harrington. Dunleavy on it. Open is McClain. Got it.
He can make that medium-range jump shot. They may need a TO, baby. The Dukies may need a TO run.
They take one. 22nd timeout taken by Mike Krzyzewski, and now Illinois excited.
I tell you, Frank, look at her little doll. She reminds me of your little daughter. When your daughter was that age, have blonde hair.
She's not that size anymore.
I know that. How quickly they grow up. Now watch right here. Look at the steal by Williams. Look at Williams coming over. There's Williams. He picks his pocket and then keeps his head up. And now look at him right here. He wants to go to the three-point shooter. So he finds Harrington. There's Harrington wide open in the corner. He finds a way to knock it down. And then Sergio McClain with the 15-foot little jump shot. Squares his body. Good rotation.
Jay, they're not going away at all.
Well, they're not going away, Brad, and I think they take the toughness that you and Dick have been talking about from their coach, Bill Self. Bill Self had a chance to watch him at Tulsa. I think he's an outstanding coach. He learned the game under Larry Brown. His father, grandfather were coaches, and I think he is going to be an absolute star in the coaching ranks. He's put these guys in a position to be successful. He runs some really nice stuff, and I'll tell you what, he's really got them playing confidently and together.
I'll tell you, Jay, he knows when to be tough, and yet the players today, all of them told me how much they love playing for him.
An 11-1 run. He's got to love that part of the game. And a timeout with 7:42 to go. 8th-ranked Illinois leading top-ranked Duke by 3. Don't go away, folks. 42 to go, and they've done it by doubling Duke on the glass. And even though they've had a ton of turnovers, it really hasn't mattered. Their bench has done a nice job, and that last 241 was all theirs.
I'll tell you, that rebound in total is really impressive. And when you throw that on with 55 versus 37 against Maryland, you can see they're a legit big-time rebounding team.
Nate James hits a three.
And that is their weapon, as Mike Krzyzewski was telling you. He said, hey, we look to shoot the three. That's one of our strengths.
Nate James, his 6th three-pointer of the year is all, but that was a huge shot, and we're tied again.
I'll tell you, that makes up for a lot of errors. When you got guys that can knock down to three, that really hides a lot of the flaws in your team.
Good ever. Pass, almost another turnover by Illinois. But last touch by Duke, so Frank Williams will inbound. He's got Archibald, McClain, Bradford, and Harrington with him. He's going to take this one himself.
Frank Williams under control. Last year, totally out of control. What a difference a year makes, as that song says, baby. I don't think there's any doubt that these are 2 of the 5 best teams in America.
They're sure playing like it right now. Through a double team goes Williams, and I think Archibald's going to get the foul. And if it is, that's 5 on Archibald, and that would take a big part of Bill Self's bench away.
Yeah, he did such an outstanding job, especially in that first half. With his size, lead screens, being aggressive. Came off the bench and was so productive. Robert Archibald.
He's gone.
See, they have fouls to give. They got guys like Brian Cook who they can rotate on the floor. That's not the luxury that Mike Krzyzewski possesses.
They better get one of those guys off the bench unless he's in that huddle already. Because Archibald's gone, even though he's still part of the huddle. Frank Williams, who's made good decisions all night, made a pretty good decision to call his own number here after the inbounds pass came into Archibald, who gave it right back to him on the baseline.
Yeah, the most dangerous guy is the guy that throws the ball inbounds, Jay Billis. That guy is usually very dangerous and usually is open.
Well, Frank Williams has just done a phenomenal job all game long, and he's got a little bit of an old-school game. You really like the hesitation moves that he uses, and he can really get his own shot anytime he wants. But how about the job coaching that Bill Self did just there? He had a minute to get a substitute in, but brought his team over to his bench and used that period as a timeout. That was a smart move.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he's really got a lot going for him. There's no doubt. I agree with you, Jay. He's one of the real future stars in the coaching fraternity.
Well, we talked about the 2 Williams to start things off, but how about the show they've put on so far as 16 points for Frank Williams, 21 for Jason Williams.
Keep it clean right here.
Boozer, the big fella, has checked back in.
I'll tell you, both Williams have shown why they're 2 of the real premier point guards in college hoops.
22.
They're really like what I call lead guards. I define them, the ability to score as well as distribute the basketball.
Jason Williams closing in on his career high. He's got a season high right now, matching his jersey number.
So you don't want to tie this guy up. And I felt last year he felt a little tied up. Right now he feels like he has the freedom to take shots.
There's a block shot by Jason Williams.
Jason said, not that time, Frank. You're getting too much airtime now. Nestler and Mike Tower talking about you too much.
Offensively wanted to get a pass down to Duhan on the baseline.
Look at the matchup. They got Sergio McClain playing Jason Williams.
Boozer hooked an elbow a little bit, got the turnaround.
He's effective on the inside. Has not been thus far tonight. Looks a little bit sluggish tonight, but right there, he can really make things happen in the post.
Duke back in front by 1. We got Seesaw back and forth.
Oh, we got a good one. This is a big timer just like we anticipated. On the troops, baby. If you lose here, it doesn't eliminate you for a championship.
McClain against Boozer, almost got it. Boozer will pull down the miss. Got to give McClain credit. He goes in against the tall timber and never gives an inch. But he couldn't quite get it off the glass.
Jason likes to look for Carlos down the stretch.
And McClain steals it. Bradford all the way. Left hand. Battier.
Oh, Battier! What an unbelievable human rejector! What a rejection!
Shot. And a rebound, Bradford.
Feel the intensity out there, the electricity. This is a basketball NCAA environment.
You can feel everybody get up on their feet.
Wow, people
with 5:25 left, it's 67-61. It's been tied several times. The lead has changed a number of times in the second half. Nobody's gotten out of sight of the other. Illinois is led by 3. Duke is led by 7. It's Duke by 1 right now with 5:10 to go.
I can't believe he didn't get Dunleavy called for a foul.
Duhan wide open triple. And Another rebound by Illinois. Boy, they just clean up on the glass.
They give you one shot. They give you one shot. That's it. You better make it count.
We got a timeout taken by Illinois.
I got a feeling tomorrow night it's going to be the same kind of situation down there at Michigan State when the Tar Heels come to town.
Sports Center is about 5 minutes away. Rich and Brian are standing by. We'll talk about the ACC Big Ten Challenge. They'll have a lot of NBA and NHL news for you. It's all coming up on Sports Center following our game.
You know, I was mentioned a little bit earlier, as you can take a look right here at the matchup with the Williams. College football, you have a bad loss, it's over for you. But right here, you take a look at Jason. Look at him right here, pulling up with that medium range jump shot. Then we watch him in transition. Up and away, jam. Jamming, Jason.
That is the matchup we talked about coming into the game. And look what they've done.
Yeah, they both have really starred all night long. They've lived up to their billing. Look at the turnovers, though. Look at those turnovers. We'll hide that right now. We'll hide that on Frank. We won't show those 8. We won't show those 8. He's done too many other good things.
Your telestrator would have been working. You could have crossed that out. So Bradford and Johnson, Williams, Harrington, and Cook on the floor for the Illini as they trail by 1. Johnson, nice feed inside and a push by Boozer. That's 4.
Yes, sir. The 4 on the interior, going to the inside. It's so great with what we have here with the ACC Big Ten Challenge, because we look at Coach Krzyzewski, you find a lot about your club, you find strengths, weaknesses. In fact, if I had to pick out my cupcake schedules this year, hey, my guy, Alabama. I mean, I love Mark Godfrey doing a great job. But Troy State, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Grambling, Wofford, North Texas, Alabama State, Southeast Louisiana.
What are you trying to say?
Cupcake City Award this year goes to Alabama, Mr. Godfrey.
Maybe you can find him a football coach while you're talking about it.
Ooh, what about North Carolina? What happened here, Frank Beamer? Wow, it's the second time in basketball that happened with Roy Williams. I'll tell you one thing, at least they sent a message loud and clear, positive out of that. They want football to succeed.
Yep. Cook missed both. Vanier for 3. Nice rebound by Boozer.
Oh, that's a big-time rebound. Carlos Boozer wanted that. His Duhan says, I love it, Carlos. He really went after that, especially with 4 fouls, Brad.
And Duke by 3. Chance for a 3-point play.
We're going to watch Carlos Boozer working on the offensive boards. Very rare tonight for them to come up with an offensive rebound, but he does that time. Catches the Illini flat-footed. Little celebration.
Carlos' whole family looking on.
Yeah, there's the whole family. Mom, Dad, everybody.
And his fiance is just out of the picture. Cindy's over there on the side. They missed the most important part there.
They moved here to North Carolina. They moved from Alaska.
That's right. There
she is.
Fiance.
Oh, there she is. There she is. That's my guy. That's my guy, Carlos. Cindy says that's my guy. Look, Johnny Dawkins walking over, doing a little coaching.
Duke by 4.
Johnny says, I like what you did right there, Carlos. Give me 5.
There's a lot of hoops left here.
We're getting down to winning time right now. Now you separate the men. Right now, the little boys. Men want the rock in their hands late in the game. This guy wants it.
Sports Center follows our game. Williams against Williams. They've been battling all night long. Duke in the midst of a 10-3 run to lead by 3. Just trying to hold their #1 ranking before they've got to meet Temple again this week. Frank Williams, a little indecision, got caught in midair and pulled up short.
Now patience and shot selection becomes so big. Hey, you're Illinois. What about playing Maryland, UNLV, Arizona, Duke?
No cupcakes in there. Here's the steal. Johnson, look out.
I tell you, he goes to the basket with an abandonment that's unbelievable. He is really a runaway freight train when he attacks the glass. Here comes He's going to kick it out Bradford to Lucas Johnson. No hesitation by Johnson. He just explodes for the goal. Gets grabbed on the arm, goes to the deck, bounces up, and just goes to the free throw line.
Lucas, who just adopted that hairdo right in the first game of the Maui Invitational. That's a new dude.
Yeah, that's not a Ludo. That's a new dude.
That's a new dude.
That's a new dude, not a Ludo. Ludo's down in New Mexico State.
He said, you know, they're always saying, my folks, why aren't you like your older brother Brian? And so Brian's got a great head of hair and was a member of the '98 Big Ten champ for Illinois.
Wow. So Brian
So Lucas says, you know what, just for my brother and for mom and dad, I'm going to do this to myself.
Oh, wow. So Brian must have looked like me then, huh? A nice head of hair. You said he had a beautiful
That's right, a beautiful head of hair, just like yours.
Just like mine.
Lucas got them both. We got a timeout. We got a 2-point game. 3:53 left.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the ACC Big Ten Challenge presented by 989 Sports is brought to you by Mars Music, the music maker's destination. Stop by or log on for over 100,000 musical instruments and recording gear. And by Lexmark, passion for printing ideas.
Duke with a 2-point lead, trying to hold on to their top ranking against a tough Illinois team that's not giving an inch. 3:53 left in the ball game with Dick Vitale and Jay Billis. I'm Brad Nessler. A lot of scouts looking on as we are looking on, and we've been blessed in the early season with some great games. We had some at the Garden. Now we got another great one going on here in Greensboro.
Well, you put great matchups together to get these kind of games. We come down to winning time right now. Really pay attention to the fact that the right people have to shoot the basketball. You come down a stretch, you want to make sure that the key people have the ball in their hands, because every possession becomes so valuable. Right now, you want to make sure Jason Williams will wheel and deal with that rock in his hands.
Battier inside to Boozer, and a push from behind. I was just going to say, Jay Billis, that Boozer is the guy that's going to have to watch out defensively in case this game stays this tight. He's got 4 fouls, but this time he's going to the free throw line.
Well, Marcus Griffin was not smart defensively. He had pushed Carlos Boozer about a step off the lane, and as a big guy post defender, that's about as good as you can do. Then you just play him like an athlete. Once you get him off the block, it was that hand in the back that was what that call was made on, and that's just a cheap foul, putting Carlos Boozer on the line for a couple easy free throws.
Absolutely.
And that's the kind of foul they're calling this year, Jay, and also in this game for the people out there, no experimental rules. The trapezoid is not in effect. It's the regular 12-foot lane in the 3-second area.
Boozer got them both.
Well, Boozer really late in the game has stepped up a little, wanting the basketball. Made that great offensive rebound.
Boozer's had a great second half offensively after only 3 points in the first half.
Right now trying to get a little high-low action.
Lane against Dunleavy, who cut him off with a pass and forced a steal by Battier.
Excellent play defensively by Duke. Poor job offensively by Illinois.
Boozer didn't get it underneath, but he got it back. Out of bounds to the Blue Devils.
Shane Battier showing you like he is the Secretary of Defense down here on this side of the floor. 2 years in a row, he's won the Best Defensive Player of the Year award.
But give an assist on that to Dunleavy, who cut him off at the pass. He ran out of real estate down there.
Yeah, he did a great job cutting the angle off. They have controlled Shane Battier offensively.
Yeah, they have. Battier only 3 out of 10, and Williams trying to get a pass to him, and Shane didn't turn around.
Yeah, not a good look right there by Jason Williams.
3:01 remaining here. Reminder, ACC Big Ten Challenge presented by 989 Sports continues tomorrow on ESPN2. Our doubleheader first at 7:30. Matt Doherty takes his Tar Heels to East Lansing. That's where Dick will be. As you see the second-ranked Spartans in that one, a rematch of last year's game that State won, and the concluding game of the challenge. Penn State, coming off that win over Kentucky, will take on North Carolina State. Twin bill tomorrow night as the ACC Big Ten Challenge continues, and Michigan State looking good so far.
Yeah, very deep basketball team. They're bringing Zach Randolph, who gives them post presence off the bench, with Marcus Taylor coming off the bench as well. Tom Izzo told me he likes the depth of his team. The bottom line is they got to find out if they have the same winning mentality that they had last year with Cleves and Peterson. If you remember last year, Peterson went bananas against North Carolina at 35. Matt Doherty, anxious to see what his team can do against a super top 10 club. Really wants to find out a lot about him, and he will find that out. Then he's got a date with Kentucky on Saturday.
Dunleavy off a great bounce pass from Williams off the glass.
Good execution, special situations, taking the ball on the inbounds, getting the conversion.
Dunleavy's got a season-high 18.
Played really well.
short cut. Bradford wasn't there. The thought was good, but the turnovers makes it number 25.
This game has gotten down to one simple factor. Duke has executed well during winning time, and Illinois has not. There's the good look into Dunleavy.
Duke by 6. They can take their time.
Then they can use that clock. There's a high percentage shot.
Dunleavy wants it. Got it. Buried it.
He's on fire. Get it to you, baby. Billy Self, get it to you. Yes, sir. Dunleavy comes up big with the trifecta.
Biggest lead of the night for Duke. They're up 9.
And his dad stands up and cheers back home, so that's my boy. How quickly that three-point shot could break the game open.
Rimmed out. Griffin trying to follow and did.
I can't understand why they have not gotten to him. Went inside a little bit more to Mr. Griffin. Why they have really brought the rock inside to Griffin.
Griffin has 15. Mike Dunleavy, the 6'8" sophomore, had only 8 points at halftime, but he's come out and done a little bit of everything in the second half.
Yeah, he asserted himself right out of the gate. There's the medium range jump shot inside the three-point line. There he is now with another medium range. Got that excellent rotation, head up all the time.
And a big three-pointer here. This matches his career high. He's got 21 points.
That's a monster three. Michael Dunleavy. I don't think you're going to find a better threesome on a perimeter than you have down at Duke.
Demolition Dunleavy. Well, that last shot might have been the demolition of the Illini with 2 minutes left. There's his shooting on the night.
They go down to Philadelphia on Saturday, get that rematch with Temple and the Owls, and Greer and Wadley and Lyde.
That'll be a battle.
Well, you better believe that. John Cheney's kids only play one way. Cameron Crazy's here. 16,000, you know, it's, like you said earlier, a pretty good crowd. But the bottom line, when I think of Duke, I never think of seeing an empty
Well,
seat.
that's true. But Cameron doesn't hold 22 like the Greensboro Coliseum. Not that they couldn't put him in there. They could put 40 in there every week.
They're spreading the court right now, using the shot clock. Playing good basketball IQ.
And the shot clock will come into play for the very first time all night here momentarily. Williams had it swatted by McLean, who's played tough on both ends of the floor tonight.
Rotated McLean on Jason Williams.
Nice play by McLean. Now Illinois got to think at some point about threes. They're down 7.
Well, this possession's mandatory. They must score in this possession, whether it be a deuce or three. They have to score here.
Bradford will try the three. Got it.
Corey Bradford, that's a big-time three right there. Responded.
Corey Bradford, that's his 3rd three of the night. He's hit three-pointers in 70 straight games, which is closing in on an NCAA record, as a matter of fact. He's 3 short. Let's check in with Jay.
Brad, Mike Krzyzewski's just asking for a video replay on the three. He wants to look at whether Corey Bradford's foot was on the line. And he is talking with referee Mike Wood. Now Bill Self is having some words with Mike Wood as well. But Mike Krzyzewski has just asked for that replay to be looked at.
Charged with a timeout if it's not a situation where...
Let's take a look. We'll take a look. This is before the shot. He makes the catch, got his man in the air. Looks pretty good. That's a long ways away for us to tell.
It looked like he was behind the line when he released it, Brad.
Mike. Take a look again. Well, with a white sneaker and a white line, it's pretty hard to tell out there if his toe would have touched that or not. But I think they're saying it's good right now. Here's a different angle. This might give us another look. Boy,
it is close. I'll tell you, it is close. You don't think of me with one eye going to try to determine that.
I got 2, and I got no clue.
I got no clue. He had some doubt. He had a legit argument.
Tell you what, though. That's great coaching to have that kind of vision and wonder. Sports Center follows our game. 1:17 remaining. Dick just talked to Rick Hartzell.
Yeah, you can't go to the monitor to determine whether or not that's a three or not. But they just took a look on their own to make sure they got it right during the timeout. And they said it was right. It was a three.
4-point game. Hey, James, look out from behind. He's not. Normally, the guy's going to bring that ball up court. Again, they spread things out, and we are under a minute. Duke by 4. 10 on the shot clock.
Spread into court.
Dunleavy, nice spin in the lane, and it knocked away. But they're going to call a foul. They're going to call it on Dunleavy. Offensive foul. Okay, let's straighten out that situation we just talked about.
Well, Brad, anytime a coach wants to, they can challenge a three-point shot. They can ask whether the foot was on the line, whether it was a 2 or a 3. That's a scoring question or a scoring error. Mike Krzyzewski doing that because he was wrong, or at least was ruled against by Rick Hartzell. Duke loses a timeout on the challenge.
Well, that's what Dick said originally.
I said that originally, but then Rick Hartzell, Jay, said that you can't go do it. I think, again, we'll have to check that out after the game, but I really believe that you're right when you say you can go there for a scoring error. I really believe it's a scoring error. You can look at the monitor, and I don't know if the judgment of a 3 and 2 is classified as a scoring error.
Well, this is a rule that's confused an awful lot of people, but I believe from the interpretations I've gotten from supervisors of officials that I've spoken to, that's perfectly legal to take a look at it.
Yeah, I think what they want to do is make sure they get it right, and I don't think that is in black and white in the rule book. I know it's not listed as a correctable error.
Hey, James in trouble. And a timeout taken by Duke. Again, I said he's not the guy they normally have handle the ball on the press. And he is saying that. Get it out of my hands. And Mike Krzyzewski yelled at him as he got to midcourt and got trapped there to get a timeout, and he got it. So we have a timeout with 34.2 remaining in the ball game. Duke leading by 3. But as you look at what's going on tonight in the ACC Big Ten Challenge, presented by 989 Sports, Wake Forest, Robert O'Kelly at 19 in a 71-60 win. It was Clemson, a winner, 57-44 in a low-scoring game. And Georgia Tech has taken the lead in the Iowa game. So it's a possibility of a sweep if Georgia Tech should hold on. And if Duke holds on to this one, it would be a 4-0 night for the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Well, that would be a great win for Paul Hewitt on the road with that young Georgia Tech team. I think right now you got a one-possession game with the three-point shot. Illinois, again, has showed some resiliency coming back as they have from being 7 down. I mean, a great matchup. We got two clubs you're going to hear a lot about come March and March Madness, and they are showing right now, establishing right out of the gate that they are, without a doubt, two of the best in America.
We want to correct something. What Truck just has corrected us. It's Iowa leading 58-51 over Georgia Tech, but still a game. It's still going on in the second half. But we didn't want the Hawkeye folks to think we were crazy here in Greensboro, even though we probably are. Sports Center is next. 34.2 or more remaining in the ball game, and Duke leading by 3. You see the foul situation. The possession arrow goes to Illinois.
I got it right now. Here it is. I went right to Mike Wood. You can use the monitor for a scoring error. Jay, in his assertion, was correct there for a scoring error, and that's what they did.
And the reason they didn't get the timeout for Duke, they didn't charge them with the timeout, was because Bill Self had called the timeout first before the challenge was made. So they didn't have to charge Duke with a timeout for being wrong.
Okay, here it is, down to one possession. Now that we get to the game and put the rules on the side.
Under 20 seconds. Jason Williams, 9 on the shot clock. Lobs it inside. Dangerous pass. Matty in traffic, walked with it.
Yeah, he walked before he made contact. Remember, we're in a one-possession game right now. So if you're Duke, you want to lock up on the three-point shooters.
And there's 3 of them out there right now for Illinois. And Bradford. And now Harrington comes out, so I'll take that back.
Well, here, they're going to go a little two-man game, but there's the walk before he makes contact. See, right now, if I'm Duke, I want to put pressure. I want to take some time off the clock.
Now Harrington will come back in. They had to officially, well, now they're going to have a discrepancy on whether or not he can check in. Well, they're going to put Johnson back out there. They wanted Harrington on the floor.
They couldn't get him on the floor at that sequence. You can't sub there.
Not a good pass. Duhan knocked it away. Good ball.
See, I was just going to say, if I was Duke, I wouldn't let them shoot the three. I've been saying that for years. But But he doesn't have to worry about that right now because they got the basketball. Now Harrington comes on the floor.
Here's the pass. McLean trying to get it ahead to Bradford, and Duhan gets in the way, and then Bradford had it go off him.
Yeah, just did a great job right there.
Now they have to foul Jason Williams, and they do. Harrington does with 10.5 seconds left. Jason tonight is 6 of 7 from the free throw line.
I tell you, that's the kind of guy that if you're Illinois, you want to see on the free throw line, because here's a kid that really, he plays with clutch time. Big turnover right there in that possession. Really hurt Illinois big time.
Well, they had so many turnovers all night long. 26. The 26th one might be the killer.
See, if I were Duke in that situation, you were down up 3, I would have put some pressure on the basketball, make them take some time off, and then not allow them to shoot the 3. Uh-oh.
The door is still open, though.
The door is still open. He can close it right here. You got to scoop, my friend. If he makes this and gets it up to 4, and Illinois pulls this out, that is miracle time.
That ties a career high right there for Williams. 23 points. Now Frank Williams has got to hustle.
Now you don't want to foul. You don't want to foul. I want to foul.
And he got the shot. Now if that had gone, that would have been the miracle you're looking for. But it didn't. But he is going to go to the free throw line.
See, now what you got to hope for is he makes 2, miss the 3rd deliberately, and tip it in with one of your big people. And remember now in college basketball, a new rule that you cannot put more than 2 people on that line with the 2 from the opposing club. Now take a look right here. See, there's the foul. He gets the head fake. The one thing you didn't want, stop the clock, foul. Now he's got to make these 2 free throws, 2 in the first 2 of the 3, and then miss the 3rd deliberately. Move down to the 2 Williams.
Got the first. 17 for Frank Williams.
You help me out with my math. That's pretty good math, right? If he
You're
converts
doing good.
this.
Hey, you're the guy that was a math teacher,
I
not me.
know. He converts this one, and then you got on the inside, Sergio.
Got the second. 18 points. Now here comes the intentional miss. Boozer comes in.
Yeah, get more size on the floor.
Now what Dick is talking about, there's all the guys you can have on. The shifting's going on, but when it all breaks out, all you can have is 2 guys in Illinois jerseys and 4 guys in Duke jerseys. Everybody else behind the 3-point line. Here's the ball game on what's going to be a missed free throw.
Maybe you should have Brian Cook on the line, 6'11" on that foul lane, trying to tip.
Oh, and he knocked it in. He banked it in and shakes his head at himself. He didn't mean to do that. He wanted to get enough on it to bounce it off the rim, and Duke is going to hold on. Barely.
Well, that's intentional right there. I mean, I know he didn't want to hurt anyone, but that's without a doubt an intentional foul. Mike Krzyzewski has a legit argument. That's intentional. 2 shots in a basketball. I know sometimes you say, well, they're going for the basketball. What a great effort by the kids from Illinois, and a super job by Duke, hanging on like they did.
14. Another look at the last foul.
I'll let you
bounce from Dunleavy.
I'll let you call this, Mr. Nessler. Here it is right now. There's the catch.
Nate
now
James
let's watch
makes
right
the
here.
catch, and McLean makes the tackle.
Oh, he makes a great tackle right there. He could play for the Fighting Illini football team. Yeah, I don't know about going for
Ron
the ball.
Turner might want him up there. So Nate James misses the free throw, but there's only 0.8 seconds remaining.
I mean, he's not going to get a shot off. First of all, at .06, he can only tip the ball in. Book says .06. Yeah, if he misses the shot right now, they can't even throw the ball in down.
Like Krzyzewski said, miss it. He did. Here's the full court throw. Boy, that came fairly close, to tell you the truth.
Wow.
Wow, what a heck of a game, huh?
Yeah, it was really a great game. A lot of spirit, a lot of enthusiasm. Very tenacious battle on the inside. Illinois won the battle on the glass. Duke won the battle of turnovers, and Jason Williams was sensational.
And he was our player of the game tonight. Matches his career high with 23 points, not to mention the floor game he put together to help Duke to their 6th win without a loss. And they'll remain the #1 team in the country. Our 989 Sports Player of the Game, Jason Williams. Final score, Duke survived 78-77. For Jay Billis and Dick Vitale, Brad Nessler saying so long from Greensboro. Sports Center's next.
Fans believe they'll have one more more at the end of this year.
With 5 Wooden Award nominees in their starting lineup, Arizona has one of the most talented teams Lute Olson has ever coached. The problem is, one of their top cats won't see action for another week and a half. With 7-1 shot-blocking force Lauren Woods still out of the mix, Gene Katie's Purdue Boilermakers stunned the #1 ranked team in the land. It's time to get back on track tonight in the McHale Center, where Arizona has dominated the opposition, going 45-1 the last 3 seasons. Gonzaga may not have an All-American lineup, but the Zags are no stranger to knocking down national opponents. With major upsets of Pac-10 teams in each of the last 2 seasons, the Bulldogs will be going for the hat trick tonight. It's a battle between cats and dogs as Arizona takes on Gonzaga next on Fox Sports Net.
Welcome to the McHale Center in Tucson, Arizona, where 2 West Coast powers will meet. Tonight, it's the Gonzaga Bulldogs and the 5th-ranked team in the nation, the Arizona Wildcats. Gonzaga arrived just over an hour ago, ready to take on a determined Arizona team that lost on Saturday to Purdue and fell in the national rankings from #1 to #5. And hi, everybody, I'm Steve Biziak. This is Marcus Johnson, and welcome to another exciting year of Pac-10 basketball on Fox Sports Net. And I can't think of any better way than to start on a home floor, home debut of the Arizona Wildcats. Now, they start without Lauren Woods, one of the top centers in the nation, still on his 6-game suspension. So where does Lute Olson go?
Well, what hurts this team the most, basically Lauren Woods, is defensively. This is a guy that blocked 102 shots, 14 shots in a game, Steve. I couldn't do that on a step ladder. You couldn't either. But also offensively, he gave them about 15 points a game and a serious inside presence. They're going to miss that tonight.
All right, tonight's trivia question. Did you know that this guy, Michael Wright, has really been impressive of late, almost averaging 20 points a game?
But the problem is he's not getting enough shots. Just 11 field goal attempts per game for Michael Wright. He's averaging about 15 points a game, shooting 53%, but he's got to get more shot opportunities. He's too good of a player to deny like that.
Now to the trivia question. Gonzaga is one of only 5 teams in college basketball that has made it to the Sweet 16 the last 2 years. Now, they lost a lot to graduation, but they've got Casey Calvary back, and he is plenty good.
Yeah, they lost 5 quality seniors to graduation, but when you've got a Casey Calvary manning the middle, you're going to be just fine. And this is a new and improved Casey Calvary. He's worked on his intermediate game, his 15-foot jump shot, shooting off the move. Coach Markey has given him the freedom. He's been emancipated, Steve, to get his offensive game off. And then he loves to block shots. I love that about Casey Calvary.
And it's the old Marcus Johnson theme. Get the ball to the big man.
Got to feed the big guys.
All right, let's go to the big guys. We have 2 great ones. Michael Wright of Arizona getting the ball inside. He's got the left-hand jam going this year, and he has been impressive. Meantime, Gonzaga with Casey Calvary. And it's Gonzaga against #5 rated Arizona coming up next on Fox Sports Net.
The University of Arizona. The place to discover, to create, to experience, to make a difference. The place is right here. The University of Arizona in Tucson.
They're calling you. The places you want to be. The things you want to do. But you're not going to get there until you finish this stuff. That's why there's True Value. We get you in and out fast. Because the sooner you get done, the sooner you can get back to this thing called your life. True Value.
And right now, come in for one of True Value's 12 gifts of Christmas. A folding sports armchair with carrying case is just $12.99. True Value. Help is just around the corner.
Need help sending gifts? We've got extra staff and longer hours to relieve that holiday stress. Just stop by your local mailboxes, etc. We'll take it from here. This holiday season, shop on eBay.com and get preferred pricing on shipping from mailboxes, etc.
Get the power of 3, the Intel Pentium 3 processor.
Welcome back to a sold-out McHale Center. It seats 14,545, and it is jammed for number 5 Arizona and Gonzaga. Let's check out Gonzaga's starting lineup. They are strong inside with Casey Calvary, as we said, 6'8", 235 pounds at center. Alex Hernandez will go at 1 forward, and Mark Spink at 6'8", 200. The backcourt, Dan Dickow, 6 feet tall, 170 pounds, and Blake Stepp, a freshman. Mark Few, as their coach, led them to a 26-9 season. They won 2 games in the McHale Center last year. He was at a luncheon earlier today, and he said there are very few coaches who can say they are 2-0 at McHale. And he said, I can say that for about 6 more hours. He knows how good the Wildcats are. Now, Arizona's front line is awfully impressive. Again, out without Lauren Woods. Michael Wright starts at forward, and he will play that low post position. Justin Wessel and Richard Jefferson. The backcourt has Jason Gardner and Luke Walton getting the start over Gilbert Arenas. Walton at 6 feet 8 inches tall, mighty big for a guard, but that is the man that Lute Olson wanted to start. You see the impressive numbers on Lute. 18th year as the Wild head coach, and he has won 77% of his games, including the national title in 1997. And Marcus, where do you feel the key matchup will come from tonight?
Well, I think it's going to be the back court. You got 2 very good point guards. Dan Dickow, transferred from the University of Washington. 14 points game, almost 15 points game, 4 assists. Jason Gardner, the assist numbers are down. He needs to get those up, and I think feeding the big guy, Michael Wright, will help him accomplish that goal this evening, Steve.
Yeah, because Michael Wright is shooting 53% from the floor. And that backcourt that was Arenas and Gardner only at 40%. Arizona always impressive at home. 84% of the time they have won at the McHale. They have won 179 of the last 190. From 87 to 92, they were unbeaten for 71 straight. Again, that front line, Richard Jefferson 6'7", Michael Wright 6'7", and Justin Wessel at 6'8". Gonzaga, though, can handle that 6'4", 6'8", 6'8" inside. And the opening tap is won by Richard Jefferson.
That's one way to make up for the loss of Lauren Woods at 7-1. Start a bunch of big guys on the floor at the same time.
This is Luke Walton getting the start over Gilbert Arenas. Michael Wright powering his way inside.
You can see the point of emphasis that Lute Olson has made all week long. They're going to try and establish Michael Wright here early in this basketball game.
And of course, Arizona coming off that loss to Purdue, 72-69. They only shot 40% from the floor, and Lute Olson told his troops, guys, you're penetrating too deep. Just stay outside and get the ball to Michael, because he's not only that, but he's an excellent foul shooter.
Yeah, and this is a nice job inside. Just good interior feed over the top of the front defense by Michael Wright. Again, with the new emphasis on the rules where you can't root a guy off the box with your lower body, you're going to see a lot more fronting defensively, especially by 6'7" Michael Wright on Casey Calvary. But a nice job of delivering the pass over the top. Calvary draws the foul.
And the foul went against Justin Wessel. Calvary has been averaging 21 points per game. Had a tremendous performance in their last win over Idaho, as he scored 27 points in only 20 minutes. And they won 92-42 over the Vandals, won by 50.
He is shooting 69% from the field, Steve, 57% from the free throw line. So go figure.
Richard Jefferson trying to go baseline. Gonzaga comes in with a record of 3-0. Arizona 3-1. We told you about their only loss to Purdue this past Saturday by 3 points. This is game 2 of our doubleheader. Indiana State was earlier, and here's Michael Wright inside with another rebound. Does not get fouled by Casey Calvary.
No, got the shot rejected by Casey Calvary.
Alex Hernandez is rejected by Arizona. Walton with the basketball. And another block by Calvary.
He goes after everything. I mean, when you look at his bio, you see hobbies, fishing, hunting, blocking shots. And it's just a great weak side shot block. He's got a defender on him, Luke Walton does. Casey with the great help out prevents the easy 2 inside.
Boy, they are really working it inside to Michael Wright. He has had 3 easy shots, and he's made 2 of them.
And he's working hard inside to get great post position in the middle of the paint. Again, you can't root a guy out of that position with the new emphasis on the less contact rule.
Dan Dickow misses. Walton was wide open, but tried to penetrate too far. Now he'll give it up deep to Jason Gardner. Dickow will defend him. Right. Once again, he's been an incredible force inside early.
Well, he's acting like he's going from the left box to the right box, but he stops and plants right in the middle of the key and then gets great position and then a great feed from the top for an easy score.
And his lower half is so strong that when you bang him, he doesn't get knocked off balance.
Just powers through bigger and taller players because of that lower body strength.
Hernandez is fouled.
Get out there.
Now, they like Alex Hernandez, JC transfer. He does a nice job. He was player of the year in Las Vegas a couple of years ago. He's an active, athletic type. Not a great leaper, but just has a great feel and nose for the ball, knows how to score points, knows how to get to the free throw line. He's Gonzaga's 3rd leading scorer this year.
And that was Justin Wessler's 2nd foul, so immediately Lute Olson will go to his bench and bring on one of our favorite players in the game, Eugene Edgerson. This is a guy who sat out last year, redshirt year, because he was student teaching kindergartners.
And the look, I love that old school throwback look. My son Joshua says, he looks like Artest Gilmore.
Artest?
Artest. Get the knee pads, the socks up high. But he says that year out of basketball just taught him that he wants to play after this year is over with European ball, pro ball here somewhere. He just wants to continue playing. Now Gonzaga mixes up that defense that goes from man-to-man to zone, in part because Michael Wright was killing him inside.
Richard Jefferson hits the 3 after missing every single shot he took at Purdue.
Well, you knew it was going to happen like that. Richard Jefferson, too good of a basketball player to stay on an open for too long.
Casey Calvary for 3.
That's what Calvary did a lot last year, that standstill jump shot, especially the 3 ball. He's a big guy, 6'8", 6'9", but Coach Mark Pugh gives him a lot of freedom to shoot that shot when open.
Gardner from 15. Long. Rebounding is Mark Spink. Kick out of Calvary, that's a travel. Good defense by Richard Jefferson.
Yeah, especially when you're looking at a guy 6'8", about 235 coming at you full speed. But Richard Jefferson hangs in there, gives up the body, and causes the turnover. Didn't get the offensive foul, but just as good. He's got his team another possession. Now it's Gonzaga again, showing zone defense. Kind of disguised as a man-to-man, but they're in zone right now. They're concerned about the inside presence of Michael Wright.
Again, inside to Michael Wright, who's been a huge force. And he travels inside as the defense was strong from Casey Calvary. And that is the first turnover against the Wildcats. Lute Olson went to Maui, where they won the Maui Invitational, beating Chaminade, Dayton, and Illinois, but lost to Purdue, as we talked about on Saturday. They are 3-1. Gonzaga has just ripped through their foes, Eastern Washington, Wisconsin, Green Bay, and Idaho.
And also played the Yakima Sun Kings of the CBA and blasted them by about 20 points. Now, these are professionals. These guys are 25, 26 years old.
And North Carolina, I understand, only beat them by 8.
And Michael Wright and Casey Calvary, we're looking at 2 of the best power players in college basketball today.
Well, Calvary is sharp. He has scored 7 of his team's 8 points to start this game.
I'd say 2 of the best because they are so versatile, not just relegated to playing inside the paint. They both can step out and knock down 15, 18 shots.
Michael Wright inside, scores again, and has a chance for a 3-point play.
We talked about keeping Michael Wright happy. Here's a guy pulling down almost 13 rebounds a game for you, just getting 11 field goal attempts a game. Here's a great position once again inside. That's the 4th time. Calvary very close to blocking it, but Wright shows that soft, sweet little kiss off the glass.
First foul on Alex Hernandez. 9 points for Michael Wright, 7 for Casey Calvary. I guess you featured the right 2 guys to start the game.
Making me look like a genius. I love it.
Stay right there, Joey.
Calvary misses. Edgerson can't hold on to the rebound and goes out of bounds to Gonzaga.
Offensively, Gonzaga runs a straight flex, old school offense. It's difficult to defend because they execute it so well. They look to do a lot of little cute things, slipping kicks, back doors.
Blake Stepp, the young freshman from Eugene, Oregon, has it knocked away. Richard Jefferson sends it off to Luke Walton. Jefferson had the 3, now takes it, and it's off right side. Calvary with another rebound. The steal by Walton. And Luke loses it off. The right hip of Casey Calvary.
Good quick hands by Calvary after a bad decision on the outlet pass.
Arizona with the early lead, but with a feisty Gonzaga team in town.
Presenting the best minivan ever, the all-new Dodge Grand Caravan.
This is a national sales alert from Dodge. Effective immediately, get 4.9 APR financing on select all-new 2001 Dodge Caravans. 60-month financing can save you more.